We just lost at home to Nottingham Forest. My bottom lip is quivering. I was hallucinating in the second half. We've just lost 3-1, 3-1 to West Ham away from home. They had 10 men. Chelsea have just lost 2-0 at home to Brentford. Look into my eyes. Do you see a soul?
Matisse Armani, right this way, you London Cowboy scrub.
Lord of mercy on my soul today.
How are you feeling now?
I'm tired of it. Do you know what? Whatever, innit? Whatever, man. We'll get someone else. I actually don't care.
I know this is difficult, but I'm very glad we're having this discussion.
Wow, are you wearing a bra?
Sterling, up and over. Sterling! Oh, what a goal! Oh, for fuck's sake. The free kick we've only just, oh my fucking God. That happened so quickly. 4-1, Gordon.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the man? Get your ass on, man.
Gordon's running a train on us, bro.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
Why did you say that? Why? Poop. Get poop mouth. Get out of poop out of your mouth.
Bro, how does he do it? And I gotta give him a round of applause because that Sopranos bit as well is just legendary.
Man had movie references, you know. Honestly, what? Yo, it was worth the wait. There was allegations made of paper and all of that, but you know what? Skullfuggery. It was worth the wait.
He made up for the week that he missed. You know what? That's just patience is a virtue. We stayed patient and he delivered a masterpiece.
We got an Oscar winning production there.
Matisse!
Worst weekend.
Worst
weekend ever. Worst weekend ever, bro.
No, you've had worse.
By far. No, that's the worst weekend ever. That is the worst weekend ever.
And we're gonna get into some of why it has been the worst weekend ever, because not only the result, but I'm not gonna let on now. What I'm gonna do is say, people, hit the like button first and foremost. There's 3.2k in the building already, so it's due to be a banger. We saw the results on the weekend. Hit the like button, get up to 1,000 nice and early, 2,000 by the time the show ends, if possible, people, and make sure you're subscribed. Road to 50k. Hopefully by the end of the year, the new year coming, we're on 50k. We're about 2.8k away. So if you can help us out, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, share it on your socials, do all of that, tag us, people. And our socials are obviously at the Big Six Show, all platforms, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, all of that, people. And all of it's going to be active, is active at the moment. So make sure you follow us on the socials. And last but not least, before we enter the discussions about this weekend's results, and we're going to start with Chelsea because the intro dictated where we're starting. Big up the sponsors. First and foremost, Fantasy 5. Again, if you watch Thursday night show, you'd know what Fantasy 5 is all about. There's a link in the live chat. There's a link in the description. You can win 10k for free every week. What you got to do is pick one player from each fixture they give you, 5 fixtures, and then you have a chance to win 10k for just selecting 5 players. We all played it this weekend. I'm going to reveal the results later. The results are available on the Instagram if you want to go check now, but I'd say hold tight and wait till we reveal them later, because there's a bit of why this has been the worst weekend ever for Matisse in there as well. But hit the like button. We're going to get into it all. And also big up the 97 people that signed up to Fantasy 5 on Thursday, from Thursday's show. £1 for all 97 people is donated by Fantasy 5. And the total at the end will be matched by the Big Six. So if anyone wants to, sign up, have a chance to win 10k every week for nothing, then go and sign up using that link in the live chat or the description. And obviously, if you do sign up, £1 goes to a charity. I've selected the charity. They're called Steel Warriors. They take knives off the streets and then they melt down those knives to put back into street gyms. I think it's a very good initiative because it goes back into the community and creates places, because youth clubs are no longer a thing and whatnot. So I think in the climate as well, considering what's happened over in Ireland as well, I think once again, knife crime has been very prevalent in the news and whatnot for the mess that it is right now, especially in London. But if you do sign up, £1 for every sign up goes from Fantasy 5, and we'll match it at the end. Like I said, 97 people have signed up already, so big up every one of you. That's £97 towards Steel Warriors. But let's move. Matisse, you've been just holding your forehead since you even joined the stream before we went live, bro. I've never seen you like this. Like, what part of the weekend was the worst for you? Because Chelsea have been shit for a long time, and today feels different. Tonight feels different. It feels like it's been too. Well, what part of it has been the worst?
I mean, it's the worst weekend ever. Genuinely.
Was it the Havertz winner? Was it the?
We can go through it. It's from 4-1. Maybe from in particular the third goal when Silva slips after I'm cussing from the second. Then I see the third go in, and I know my life is finished. Then we go to Kai Havertz late winner. Life is finished. That I already knew from that moment it was gonna be a long day. And then we go to Garnacho. I mean, why? Who? For what reason? For that? Why? Who are you? Ronaldo, Bale. So then I was like, okay, SAEED's off scot-free. So I've loaded up all of his watch-alongs on my seven screens for no reason. So he's chilling. And then, brother Turkish, bro. This skull-thuggery brother, you know. I don't like him, you know. This guy goes into my Twitter and he fucks up the whole of Chelsea Twitter. The whole fan base, bro. I'm getting DMs from Fuad. I'm getting phone calls. People are ringing me. My mum, she's like, "Oh, you all right?" I said, "Bro, what's going on?"
Matisse, can I just say now? We told everyone there's a prize for the winner of the Fantasy 5 selections on Thursday. We didn't tell everyone there's a forfeit, because if we told people there's a forfeit when it happened, we would have known exactly what's happening. Even though some people guessed, because it was wild, and we're going to get into why it was wild. But Matisse, please do continue and big up.
Bro, people are telling me I'm beefing Hugh. I said, what are you talking about? People are saying, oh, you and Hugh are having a fight. I said, what? Me and my oil brother, we're having a fight. I said, all these screenshots are coming in. I've got the biggest reach. I said, what the fuck is this guy doing? He's messing up.
Matisse, do you know what the best part was? When the DM came through, and the last part was like, I won't be disrespected on my own timeline.
People are sending me screenshots of Hugh, like leaking DMs. I'm like, I didn't even send a DM. What are we doing here? Skull's just giggling away, laughing away. Then the next morning, he's slandering Enzo, right? Dragging him across the whole of Twitter. Now I got the whole Chelsea fan base, 600k impressions, 500 quotes.
Bro, get that money, man. Get that money.
People are saying they're going to take my glasses and they're going to break them in two, bro. I said, what? I want Douglas Luiz. What?
If by January the 1st we decide Project Enzo has failed,
Project what?
Good, let's be real. Bring.
Bro.
Man said bring.
You know which part sent me, Turkish? Right? Yeah. He did a tweet later. And he was talking about, I think he was talking about Enzo again, and he said something like "brother."
He told some random nice person to shut up. I don't do that. This nice person on Twitter who's just trying to interact. He said, "Shut up."
No. There's no big up school. He was backing me there because the person was telling them to get me off the show. They thought I was leaking. No, they can shut up. If you're watching now, you can shut up, mate. Yeah.
I would never do that. So then I go to record a couple of pieces, F1. I go on DR, I come back. Reece James slander. Now Reece James is getting slandered. I said, what's going on now? What's going on? What?
Reece James needs to prove himself, or we cash the 40 million in next summer.
He violated. He even said 40 million. 40 million. This guy signed a new deal the other day.
This brother took my two favorite players and dragged them, bro. Now the whole of Chelsea Twitter are tweeting, oh, some of our own fan base don't rate James and Enzo, but they'll be wrong. What? Who? Which fan base? Me? For why? For what?
Matisse was like, nah, you've gone too far.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you. It just went from bad to worse. It just went from bad to worse.
Matisse is so right, because he was like, if it happened to you, you'd be fuming, and I'd be vexed.
No, TOBS actually. I think TOBS would have got a train to Sheffield immediately on site.
I would have hit the roof. I would have seen Madison tweets, Kane slander, Son slander. I would have hit the roof, bro. Hit the roof.
Do you know what?
Especially what you did to Skull as well. Especially what you did to Skull as well. His car, everything. Like Skull would have been like taking it to the next level.
Skull likes Matisse. They used to get along before this.
Turkish. I was at studio today, bro. I finished recording at 2:30. I didn't leave till 4:30. I was just sitting on the bottom of the staircase, bro, just contemplating life. I was just trying to kick him out. Man's doing 2-factor authentication, bro. Trying to get this guy on my account. I'm moving mad, bro. Changing passwords. I have to get this out of here. I was like, I have to get this guy out of my account before he slanders Emma Hayes next. I swear, I have to get him out. I have to. I have no choice.
So what? Is this
what damages the brand?
Was this not your reflection of the game then, or was this his first tweet of the night?
Oh, this was just criminal as well. Man said Palmer solid again. Oh my days, bro.
Right ideas. Just needs more luck, Jackson. Nah,
bro.
All right, big up Skull Thuggery. We're gonna reveal the full results of the table, and obviously the winner gets a meal tonight. That meal's already been ordered, people, so we're gonna find out soon enough who the winner is anyway. But Matisse, please continue, man, because I'm loving it.
I mean, bro, so online, offline, game, it doesn't matter where it was this weekend. It was just I was just getting slapped up. Literally just slapped up everywhere across the board. Couldn't run nowhere. And on the game, wow. I was saying earlier, I don't really know which goal I hate more. Every single goal was just schoolboy defending. League One, League Two. Do you know what I mean? It was 1:30 on a Saturday night defending after match of the day. It was crazy. Silver mistake. We had people not playing offside traps correctly, getting left behind. We had 3 headers for centre-backs, for Lascelles, just like a Kanji before the international break. And then the last goal is just basically everybody capitulates. No one cares. And then on top of that, I'm starting to feel how TOBS felt, because there's taking a slapping, and then there's repercussions in the next fixture where you have players getting suspended for no reason. Reece James, what are you doing? Bro, you're the captain. Where are you going, bro? Don't go anywhere. Where are you going? Man left. He said, I'm gone. I'm finished. Bye. Bye. You know what I'm saying? He
wanted another holiday, man. He loves his holidays anyway, so he wanted another holiday anyway.
Bro, man he's injury prone. We don't get to see him often, so he said, I'm leaving. I'm done. I'm clocking out. Said, I'm finished. My shift is done. Cucurella suspended. I didn't even know that was possible. Man got a yellow card. He's suspended for the next game as well. So I'm gonna see a flat back 4 of centre backs like Tony Pulis, bro.
Interesting.
Stoke City, prime Stoke City next week. No fullbacks. We have no fullbacks. And all for nothing. Sterling's free kick.
I listened to your post.
Miley Cyrus, bro.
Let's talk about Miley Cyrus.
Oh my days,
Miley Cyrus regen in the middle of the park that got the assist.
Fresh off the GCSEs, Miley Cyrus. Fresh. 17. Sent my whole defense.
Listen, man. I love this, man. I don't know about you guys, but I'm loving this, man. Chelsea fans deserve every bit of this. I think we should have violins in the chat. You know what I mean? These lot have spent £1 billion and there's nothing to show for it. You know what I mean? They've got 2 more wins than Luton, who have just come into the Premier League. Enzo Fernandez hasn't even seen the top of the league. You know? These lot are just finished, man. They try to say we're in the mud. We're not in the mud with you lot, man. Listen, you worry about, what is it? Them Fulham and them man there. You shout out to Mel. Was it Mel? Was it Mel that said that? Shout out to Mel, you know.
Fulham and Brighton and them man,
yeah?
Oh my days.
Yeah, that's your level, man, now, man. Bro, you're not even seeing the top. You know, bro, you might have finished. It's over for you lot, man. You get your little draws and your morale victory against Man City and all of this morale victory against Arsenal. But reality is, when you must, you didn't must. Come on, what you said today, you must.
He said you didn't must.
You didn't must.
He said you
must.
Bro, do it. That's what I was saying. I didn't feel the energy. And that day when I was talking about on Friday, I felt like it was, well, if we win, we win. But if we don't win, you know, it's not the end of the world. I said you need to get a run going. This is the time now. It's all well and good getting your draws here and there, but now get a run together. And, bro, we're not seeing that. Man got Miley. Shout out to the Miley guy. Man ran the midfield in a midfield that had a Enzo Fernandez. I'm sorry. I know he had a good first half, yeah? But then again, second half, I need to see something. It's all well and truly, you know, drifting in and out there, but expectations now, brother. And then not only just down to him, Thiago Silva, I don't know what he's trying to do there.
Well, man.
You know what I mean? Brother, I don't know what he was trying to do. But I rate Thiago Silva a lot. But that game, he was finished, man. He was in his head, he was saying, retirement home, mate. But bro, listen, man, you got Brighton next, you got United next. When are you getting your next points? When are you getting your next points? Like, tell me, like, when are you gonna get this run? Because you must get top 5. You must. I'm sorry, you must with that money.
Bro, we'll probably get our next points against Brighton or Man United. True say. Like, do you know what this defeat does? Do you know what this defeat does? It just proves that going on a run for us right now is like impossible because we just can't manage games. We can't control. There was no point in that Newcastle game where we said, all right, we're going to put our foot on the ball. We're going to control it now. Take the sting out of the game. We know they're aggressive. We know they're at home. They're passionate. But we need to just 5-10 minutes just settle ourselves. We've never done that. But this doesn't make me think we're never going to win a game again. Do you know what I'm saying? It just makes me think, shit, there's going to be a potential cap off that I'm not really ready for this season. This team from back to front was poor. The only player that I have any sympathy for out there in that game was Leslie Okachoku, because no one knows who he is. Do you know what I'm saying? 19 years old. And I think he handled himself pretty well. He tried. That midfield was rough. It was Bruno Guimaraes. It was Joe Linton. And he had no help. Gallagher was poor. Enzo was poor. Everybody was poor.
Enzo wasn't poor.
Do you know what? Enzo had a spell, Toby, of like maybe 10-15 minutes in the first half, but it's not enough, bro. Like there's nobody coming out. There's nobody coming out of that game that done enough for me. Only Leslie, I'll give a pass. Nobody else has done enough. At the end of the day, Newcastle, their bench, we didn't even get to see their bench because we were not in the game by the time they started bringing players on. Do you know what I mean?
Matt Ritchie was coming on. Matt Ritchie.
I think,
had so many young players coming on for Newcastle, man. It's poor.
When I watch Chelsea as well, right? That's why, like, sometimes, like, I hate to bring it back to Poch as well, but like, I do have some sympathy for Poch because I'm like, as a manager, sometimes you cannot legislate for the dumb stuff that I've seen your team do. Like, it's like crosses into the box you can't deal with. Set pieces you can't deal with, experienced defenders making crazy mistakes, like just doing stupidness, man. Like West Ham, it was Disasi. Arsenal, it was Sanchez. Newcastle, it was Thiago Silva, Badiashile. Like there are games. Obviously, I know, like in football mistakes happen all the time, but I feel like your defense for when I look at players that are meant to be super duper experienced, there's just way too many mistakes that you're making. And then at the top end of the pitch, you're so blunt. Even I felt halftime came at a good time for Newcastle because you guys were strong. Like you lot were playing the football. You were beating their press well. And it felt like if there was maybe an extra 5 or 10 minutes, maybe you could have pressed for the second. But that doesn't take away from the fact that listen, Newcastle will do this to a lot of teams at St. James.
The first 15 minutes.
The first 10-15 minutes, they came out the blocks, man. They really did. It felt like they were suffocating Chelsea, and they went ahead deservedly. And then they tried to start the same way in the second half, and you just let them. And it's just like, like you have better players than Newcastle. Yes, they're going to put pressure on you, but you have the technical quality to evade the press, and you just. Yeah,
but you know what? You know what it is, bro.
You lose. Obviously, football's a game of moments, but it's like you guys could have like a 20-30 minute spell of good play, and you'll just do something stupid in a moment. Bang!
Yeah,
the game just swings in the opposition's favor, and that's it for Chelsea.
But you know what?
When you go behind, that's it.
That game, I don't feel sorry for us. There's other games this season where we've had these spells that you're talking about, and I'm like, you know what? It's a few final actions in both boxes and whatnot. That game, I don't feel sorry for us because the way that we came out in that second half, and when we conceded that second goal, we just capitulated. We didn't respond against Man City. When we conceded, we have a defensive error. We responded. We come back into the game. That game, as soon as we conceded the second goal, the third goal was like that. It's like, and it's not even. We can't even talk about young players because it's some of the most senior players. Silva, James, just bottled it, completely bottled it. Just head loss. The two bookings. What were you doing? Time wasting and giving the ball away and then tugging Gordon back. Like, it's just foolishness. I mean, so for me,
the first goal was The first goal was ridiculous. Sorry, it was absolutely ridiculous, bro.
First goal was
From
horrendous. Man.
Leslie and Badiashile. I don't even know what the hell they're doing, man. Isak is the striker. He's not looking for anyone else but Isak. And they've literally both ran to get the ball. I'm like, bro, who's looking at Isak?
You got to look at Badiashile because he's the centre back. He's Leslie's gone to press the midfielder. Cool, he's a midfielder, but Badiashile to join in. It's miscommunication, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe they're trying to play a high line, but they've left Cucurella behind. They've left him behind.
I ask you a question as well, Matisse. Listen, don't get me wrong. I don't rate Decisive, but he's been somewhat. I don't know, like he played well against Man City, even though he conceded 4, but I felt like he was having a bit of fun. To throw Badiashile in there, I don't know, man. I just looked at that, I'm thinking, Badiashile, did he really need to come in straight away when Decisive was showing a bit of something? That's just my kind of look at it. And I don't rate Decisive at all, but I thought in the last couple of games, he was starting to kind of show a little bit up.
We conceded 4 against City, so look, for me, Badiashile, I was fine to see him because he's been fit for a few weeks now. He played against Blackburn from the start. The rest of the games he's been on the bench. He had his minutes built up slowly. I don't think looking at that game, when he started, I wasn't thinking, oh, he's been rushed. Like we took our time with Badiashile. Yeah. It's just when he came in, he was just poor. He was just poor. You know, those mistakes could have been made by anyone. There's been a lot of individual errors from players this season in defense. It's never really been too often that we collectively get destroyed like by a great team goal, or it's usually idiotic play, like dumb moments, brain farts. And that's what that was. It was just brain fart after brain fart after brain fart. And it's one of those games where you just need the game to end. Like once that third goal goes in, you know Chelsea are not coming into this game. You know they're not coming back. 100%. They're a mess. Nothing's going well. They can't keep the ball. They're not taking chances at the other end. Jackson had a great opportunity first time to hit it. He takes a touch, wastes the chance. Gallagher wins the ball from a interception on the goalkeeper, scuffs the left foot shot. You see all these moments. Thiago Silva doing an Anthony twirl, gives the ball like Sanchez flapping from corners, like not even impeded, just being weak. Sanchez. You see all these things, and you just build it up. And as I'm watching the game, I'm thinking all of these things are just totting up, and I'm thinking, nah, this is not our game. And we just need to leave. We just need to get out. You know what I mean? We actually just need to get out. Big up to Newcastle, man. They had no bench.
Trust me.
No bench. People are trying to. I saw people trying to clown them on social media. Oh, this is basically a first 11. How is it first 11? They had Botman missing. They had Tonali missing. Wilson's missing as well. No Harvey Barnes on the bench. They had a bunch of kids on the bench as well. And listen, man, they gave as good as they got. And
they had a bunch of they had a kid playing in midfield. I know
they had a
Matisse didn't mention him.
So, yeah,
I did mention mine.
He did. Like a close to strong team now, man. Amaron just come back from injury as well. So big up to Newcastle, man. That was a really good, big result for them and a thoroughly deserved result, man. Like I've said before, and I'll say it again. I think when it comes to pressing, I think they are I would say top 2, top 3 best pressing teams in the league. And I think I think they are the best counter pressing team in the league in terms of like trying to sort of pin teams in. You have to really have like really good technical players to play out of their press, right? So big up to Newcastle, man.
I'm surprised that no one else. Only one of us predicted a Newcastle win. Only one of us. And it was at home. I'm surprised.
I thought Chelsea were going to win because I
was blinded by Chelsea's glorious draws. I was definitely blinded by the glorious draws. I thought Chelsea were onto something in recent weeks. I thought Poch had them playing, but I don't think that result in the weekend, just to kind of take the heat off Chelsea a bit, in that fixture, in that venue, is unique to Chelsea. I think you have to, like Tob said, give massive credit to Newcastle. Like, there are a bunch of non-superstars in that Newcastle team playing like superstars. Eddie Howe has that team, playing with serious chest. And I'd go as far as to say is maybe other than Anfield on its day, St. James's Park right now might be the most difficult place to go. Taking Eddie Howe out if you want to do that as well. So to go there and get blammed 4-1, it's not great when you spent the money you have, but it's not unique either because that's such a difficult place to go to. I only saw the goals and I saw the brain farts you're talking about, like the Thiago Silva one. That was like, that's so out of character for him. But places like that, raucous atmospheres where the crowd's on top of you, those kind of things will get forced if you don't have a bit of a spine. So I don't think it's unique to Chelsea, but it's definitely
a bad result, man. It's a really bad result. 4-1.
It is.
It was 1-1 at halftime. You had 11v11, 3-1. The game is over by like minute 51, 52. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. Sorry.
They finished, man. Listen, I don't know. Listen, Pochettino, I'm not saying he should be sacked and whatnot, but bro, you need to get this form going, man. You know what I mean? It's all well and truly getting your little draws here and there, but they need to go in a run. And when I look at their fixtures, when are they going to kind of sustain that? Yes, they have a young squad, but they've got some experience in there. Like Reece James is not a young kid anymore. He's 23, 24 now. He's meant to be. He's a captain. So when are we going to keep saying he's a young player now? He needs to be the one that's experienced head in there. You know, I think Raheem Sterling did his thing. He got the goal and whatnot. But again, Nico Jackson went to the old Nicholas Jackson, man. Man can't even control the ball in that. Like, well, go on, bro. I'm saying that. It's just, I don't know, man. I just think Chelsea, you know, it's just still a lot of problems there, man. And you know, I mean, they're going to be, I reckon, the banter team. I know, you know, other teams are in there, but Chelsea, they're just, yeah, man, it's a joke, man. And Matisse, you can hold that, man, because the way you're talking, you're not, listen, hold that, you're in the mud, mate, and you need to get to this top 4. Whether we can dross it up and feel sorry, you need to get to this top 5, Matisse, yeah? We're not feeling sorry for you. This is one thing that we cannot do on this Big Six, is feel sorry for Chelsea. They spent money.
Did I ask?
They spent money. No, I'm just putting it out there, just in case, Matisse, yeah? I'm just putting it out there, just as a, you know, that's a declaration. We're putting it out there. Everyone, do not feel sorry for Chelsea. That's all we're saying. Yeah.
Can I ask a question towards just an open-ended question to the panel? Is it a total disgrace if Chelsea don't get Champions League football next season?
100%.
What are you doing here, Hughie? What are you doing here, Hughie?
What are you doing here?
I know the question.
I'm just asking the questions.
100%.
You know,
wow.
Saeed loves to ask questions all the time. He's asking a question.
What,
why are you man's jaws dropping? Saeed's always be asking questions, bro. Let man ask questions.
Would it be? He goes. Would it be a disaster if Chelsea don't get top 4 after spending £1 billion?
Let me answer.
I just want to set the benchmark. What are the expectations?
Let me answer that. Right.
Top 5 at the very, very least, in my opinion.
If they don't get Champions League football after that money spent, what are we saying about Pochettino? I'm not insinuating anything. I'm just asking what you think.
Let me answer the question.
Let him answer the question.
As the Chelsea fan, let me answer the question. Right?
Exactly.
Lord heavens. Right. When it comes down to this, right, if we don't make Champions League, the people that need to take the most accountability is the board, right? Because that is the second season in a row that we have massively underperformed potentially. So you are the continuous, like, lingering, you know, thing. You're the lingering smell there. It's not any certain individual, any certain player. Is now you. Because at the end of the day, you've decided with this recruitment policy to bring in a lot of young players, as talented as they are. If they don't reach to the, you know, if they don't get to the level that you would have, you know, put on their price tags, that pressure that you would have put them under, then you're going to have to also look at the consequences for that as well. It can't just be, oh, we have to sack another person, we have to sack this person, sack that person. For me personally, the Champions League expectation, we should be getting Champions League. I've said that from the get-go. I've always said we should be aiming to get Champions League. But if we don't make it, you have to take a look at the policy of the transfers and how many players did you bring in that didn't have the CV or didn't have the evidence to perform at this level on a consistent basis. I'm not talking about talent or potential. I'm talking about week in, week out in the Premier League delivering, because that's the method that you've gone with. Obviously, Pochettino will have to take responsibility as well. But I am less and less looking at sacking managers or looking at certain individuals and more looking at saying, listen, you guys, you have to take responsibility as well as a board for what you've put together as a squad. So for me, yes, we should be making Champions League. That should definitely still be the aim. But if we don't make it, listen, we can sack managers until we like. Who are they going to bring in next? That will be the question. Because every single time we do up a shortlist, it's never the so-called top names that people talk about. It's always, you know, it was Company on the shortlist in the summer. It was Postecoglou on the shortlist. It was Poch on the shortlist. It was Potter on the shortlist. They had Lampard. They had Bruno. So it's not like as if we're looking at Ancelotti's or Marine. You know, I don't know what type of top managers out there at this point. Anyway, people are looking at Enrique. You know, people are talking about Flick. You know, Germany playing Havertz at wing back and whatnot. There's not many top managers out there where you can hang your hat on and say they're definitely going to be able to get you out of this mess. I think the board would have to take a lot of responsibility for that. They would have to.
There is project players there, but the players are still good enough to be doing better
100%.
than this. Because 100%. I mean, if you look at Arsenal's recruitment or maybe Tottenham's recruitment or even Liverpool's recruitment to a certain extent, you wouldn't say, these clubs are, you know, making such big moves that they, you know, they should be entering an era of dominance in terms of when you look at the signings being made. The signings, you know, there's been quality signings throughout, but it's no, there hasn't been stars coming to Arsenal or stars coming to Tottenham, stars coming to Liverpool. It's been project players pretty much as well.
The players that have come into Chelsea, very few of them have, you know, this world-renowned kind of reputation for season in, season out. This is their performance. Even you take a look at Declan Rice at Arsenal, right? He's coming for a massive fee, but he's got like a catalog that people are looking at 3-4 seasons. There's very few, if any, players that Chelsea have brought in that you can say, here's the catalog, here's the evidence for top performance at the highest level to achieve certain things. That was their decision to go down that route. So if they do, if the consequences and the reason why I say that we have to get Champions League is because financially we need the money. Financially, we need to get Champions League. You can't spend that kind of money and then not get Champions League football. However, the squad that they put together, not the price of the squad, the individuals of the squad that they put together, very few of them have got evidence to suggest that they can necessarily go toe-to-toe for these positions with some of the other, you know, players that we're coming up against. The amount of signings that we've made, and I've said, I wonder what he's going to be like. Oh, let's take a look at him.
What about the new one now? What about the new one? What about the new one now? The Brazilian one. What's he about? What's he saying?
It's another one. Chelsea have spent, I think on Leslie Okuchukwu, potentially this new kid, Andre Santos, and some other midfielder, Carney Chukwuemeka alone. I think it's like 100 million alone on those midfielders. Nobody even has any expectations. No one has any expectations or any knowledge of most of these players. So when we go through all of this spending, Adiashil, Disasi, a lot of these players, again, it's not like high expectations. Like, oh my God, this guy's world class. It's like outside of Enzo, Caicedo, and maybe who else? I'm trying to think. There's not many where you're like, oh wow, what a world class player that is. And even those two are not performing to a world class level yet. So they'll have to take responsibility for that personally, because that was their decision. You can't make decisions like that and then 2 seasons in a row we perform like this and then just start blaming and pointing the finger at everybody else. You can't work like that.
All right, cool.
Easy.
We got a fair few super chats in on the subject as well, and I'm weary because of time. I know Grizz is going to leave slightly early today, and we still got City Liverpool to talk about. I'm sure it's not the last time we're going to talk about Chelsea and the troubles they're in. So, and it's already, you know,
Inshallah.
He's had a long day, man. Look at him, man. Look at Matisse, man. This ain't the Matisse we knew two years ago, man. But yeah, we hope to have him back in some way, shape, or form one day. Let me look at the super chats on the subject only first. Hit the like button, people. We've passed 1,000 likes. Let's get to 2,000 likes ASAP. Haywood says the mighty Chelsea on course to miss Champions League football again. Love to see it. And that's what we just discussed anyway. So let me not ask Matisse's thoughts on that. He's had enough. It is what it is. Well done, so-called big club Newcastle. Panel, what's your take on toxic fans who flip-flop and just chat shit? And he mentions Lee. To be honest with you, I know this subject is a sensitive one for Twitter. At the end of the day, everyone's got their right to their opinion in their own way. It's people, you know, you choose to listen to what you want to listen to. At the end of the day, over the years, I've had many opinions that someone like Lee, even till today, we're probably aligned on. But that doesn't mean we're aligned on everything, because then I'd have a lot of opinions. For example, someone like James that I would align on. So everyone's each to their own. Everyone has a right to their own opinion, and everyone has a right to, I guess, voice their opinion. So fans who flip-flop and chat shit, I don't know what examples in particular you have. But yeah, because you mentioned Lee, I know, you know, what examples people on Twitter might be talking about and whatnot, but it is what it is, same way. Let's get the other ones in because we've got a fair few. Oh, we got a big, you know what? Let me save this one here for after, because it is a big one, but I do want to save it for its own section. Matisse, gonna give you something to smile about. Your guy Kai saved you from being 11th. Big up, mental health, etc. That's something that he hasn't even talked about.
It's just the irony of it all is
we will
insane.
talk about it. We will. Favorite quote from Matisse's stream: on the day he marks being the oldest player to play for us, he does an old man thing. Beautiful. I didn't see that. I didn't. To be honest, I should have rewatched your stream.
That was in his post match. That wasn't in the stream. That was in his post match.
It's quite funny to be
fair.
I watched most of it.
Shame.
Let me see this one here. Rishab says it's fun to see the rivals enjoy while we're down. Laugh all you want and banter it out to the max. But once this team clicks and Grizz knows that Chelsea will, it's going to be a tough time for these men. Grizz,
you chose the wrong brother. Random. Yeah, random. You know, Grizz knows they'll click.
What Chelsea players make it into the Newcastle first 11? Are we blinded by Chelsea player potential rather than what the actual level is? What Chelsea player would get into Newcastle's first 11? You'd assume.
Wait, we're not doing this.
Enzo.
Yeah, man.
No. Sterling is better than Gordon. Reece James is better than Trippier. Thiago Silva is
but you're saying this based off. You can't say Reece James is better.
No. I'm basing it based off what they've shown in the league this season.
Put some respect on Trippier, man.
Possibly had a better season than Sterling now.
He's always injured or he's out, and it's just nonsense. Like Trippier's consistent with it.
No, Trippier has been quality for them, but like when we're saying like what Chelsea players would get into Newcastle's first 11, like can we actually be for real?
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Come on.
I'm not doing
this.
Let's
do it, man. Let's do it.
No, I'm not doing this. No,
all I've heard is Sterling and Reece James. I don't agree with Reece James, that one because of Trippier, but Sterling, yeah, I mean, cool. Sterling, Enzo.
I think Gordon's been very good this season now.
He does. Enzo gets into Newcastle's team. Enzo Fernandez, he gets into Newcastle.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Ahead of Bruno Guimaraes.
And the centre backs as well. Centre backs. Chelsea have Thiago Silva, Badiashile, what's his name?
Sven Botman, man. Sven Botman.
Yeah, Botman is good. Botman is good. But what I'm saying is Chelsea have centre backs that can rival Sven Botman. So I don't really get the point.
So this is what happens when you don't perform, innit? So I can't be asked. We need points.
Anyhow or Pochettino.
It doesn't matter to me.
Anyhow or Pochettino.
Anyone can do combined 11s when one team's playing like shit and one team's playing well. Like we could swap this around. If it was roles reversed, people would be saying, "Oh, Chelsea players, what Newcastle player gets in there?" I need points, man. I can't be doing this.
None of Chelsea strikers start though. Both Wilson and Isak are streets ahead of Chelsea strikers.
Morg says, imagine unveiling a new metallic badge to be worn by a team with 0 metal, taking plastic club too literal. And JC says, Urkel, we're having an honest and serious conversation about Nzonzi, Fernandez, and Moist Concedo. What about Rory, Bartholomew Jennings? Oh, I mean Conor Gallagher. Speak. A lot of names in there. He's spoken on Enzo.
He's meaty as hell, man. He's me. There's a cap on what players like Conor Gallagher can do for teams like Chelsea. Like when it's good, like it's all action and he can put in good performances relative to his level. But there's a cap on what he can offer Chelsea because he just doesn't have the level of quality that Chelsea need in that position relative to the teams that he's.
I thought that would be a good game for him because I thought that game would suit him quite well, considering it's probably going to be a back and forth. It's going to be very energetic. It's the home games against low blocks where I'd be more concerned about what is he going to offer or what is he going to offer in contrast to what we actually need. That game, I expected him to play well, like I expected the team to play well, because on paper, you'd assume going up against what we've gone up against this season and when we've played well, that the Newcastle game would actually suit us quite well, but that was our first hit. So yeah, listen, like I said, everybody up outside Okachukwu, I'm not really asked for them to do.
Aloha Femi says, as a Chelsea fan, we are terrible. Matisse does all this pretending, but the reality is we're a legit mid-table club until we sign/get experience. 1 billion on project players. Sorry, you can only laugh. You pretending, Matisse?
Nah, listen, I back my team. I believe in the talent, but there's a lot of important factors that they have outside talent. Well, that they don't have outside the talent, which is up here. I think they're lacking a lot in terms of just the maturity, the awareness, controlling the games, knowing when to make certain decisions. I think that just comes from.
Nah, They're calling Reece James Reese's Pieces.
Wow.
That's a good one.
To be fair, though, that point on availability is good because Trippier has actually been superb for Newcastle. Like he's basically doing what Reece James does for Chelsea for Newcastle. So I can actually, to be fair, that one's a conversation. Fair enough. That one's a conversation for the time being.
Well.
When they're at their best, I think Reece James is better, but the availability point needs to be taken into consideration as well. You can't be the best of anything if you're playing like a third of the game. So that one I can hear. I can actually hear it, even though I think he's better than Trippier. So.
No, you're right. That's the right way to put it. 100%.
They got Philippe.
No one says Trippier is the best right back in the league. No one's ever said that.
He's not.
He was last season.
He's one of the best though. He's one of the best.
Last season he was the best right back in the league.
But in general, if everybody's playing to their level, no one's putting Trippier at the top. No one's doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's fair. Last season, before me, he was. I think, yeah, he was.
Him and Ben White, isn't it?
Him and Ben
White.
Isn't he a left back?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying the best fullbacks last season.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Philippe says, "Give Skull an Oscar. Also hold that Matisse, you nerd. SAEED, you're next. Hoping for a freeway title race. Big up Grizz and TOBS for the extra content." What do you mean hoping for a freeway title race? Who you involved in as well? Because there's been a little shake up in the top three, and we all talk. Gareth says Matisse now Poch can copy Arteta, Pep, and others by playing 4 centre backs in the back line next game. RAK says Matisse Wolves are currently drawing 2-2 against Fulham. Just hope that they don't score a third, otherwise you'll be below them too.
There might be a penalty for Fulham, though.
Listen, it's a penalty now, mate. Could be a penalty.
You'll never catch me. Never catch me watching Wolves Fulham results for my team. I couldn't care less.
They've got a penalty now. So I'll tell you that, William.
I do not care.
Oh, you know what you should do, though?
I do not care. I do not care.
Should I give you a good idea? Should I give you do the mid-6? Do the mid-6 show on your channel.
Yeah, man. You host it.
Do the mid-6 show on your mid-6, bro. Welcome to the mid-6.
That's a banger. That's a banger. Matisse is going to do it as well. Watch. He's going to go. He's going to get.
You know how rude that is. You know how rude that is.
I'm not going to do it.
That's so disrespectful.
The mid-6 is coming to this channel. Hosted by Matisse.
You wouldn't know Arsenal are back on top of the league, would you?
Matisse, what are we saying?
Listen, this is why when the end of the season comes and heartbreak eventually, comes to the fore, we will be there. This is why we must be there. We must.
The history of us. You're trying to say the history of Arsenal.
Bro, SAEED, everybody always runs the narrative, feels sorry for, we need a bit of a change at the top. Bro, fuck that, bro. There's moments like this why every year we hate us. Every year we hate us. I don't even play Fantasy Premier League. You know what I'm saying? Because of this reason. I would never, ever ask for a changing of the guard. Because these lot are jarring. When they're top of the league, I'm not having it, bro. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm sorry, but my head's still got mid-6 in it, bro. That is gonna bang. I'm telling you, we need to do that. But
not happening, bro.
We move. Listen, Matisse already spoke about his forfeit earlier. Due to the Fantasy 5. If you don't know what Fantasy 5 is, there's a link in the live chat. There's a link in the description. If you sign up via that link, then for every sign up, £1 goes towards a charity. I've selected Steel Warriors, as I mentioned earlier on in the show. 97 sign-ups from the first show, so we're hoping to go over 100 at least on this one. It's free to sign up. It's free to play. Free to sign up, free to play, and you can win 10K every single week. Every week is free to play, and you can win 10K every week. Last show, I said that it's difficult to win because I thought it was 2 jackpot winners this year, calendar year. It's not. I made a mistake. It's 2 jackpot winners this season. So in the first 12 game weeks, now 13 game weeks, 2 people have won the jackpot already. So the opportunity is there, people. It's not betting. It's not gambling. It's a free-to-play game similar to Fantasy Premier League. All you got to do is go through that link. They'll know you're coming through us, and then we'll match it. Whatever the total is come, let's say Thursday, end of the week, we will match that and hand it over to charity as well, people. And just to look at the results, as Matisse alluded to earlier, he finished last right here on 11 points. This was the 5 players he selected. As you can see, none of the players achieved their points target. That's how you win the jackpot. If all 5 players achieve the points target, you win the jackpot. For example, Elanga there in the top left, he got 7 points in his game. His target was 7.5, so he had to get 8 at least. 12 points, TOBS, just ahead of Matisse, just ahead. And you can see his 5 players there, with William Saliba being the best performing of the lot. HUGH was in 4th. mixed bag. Saka, the best performing of the lot, another Arsenal player there. I was in third. Pedro, a couple goals in the Brighton game. As you can see, his number is in black font or black text because he lost his points target. 10 points. His target was 6.5. And as we move up, we have SAEED in second. Anthony Gordon got 10 points, the only one of the lot to break the points target, but Saka with 6 and Morris with 5. SAEED ended up on 22 points. But Grizz, Uncle Grizz, won game week 13's Fantasy 5 selections. Kudos got 8 points, Gordon got 10 points. Frost 3 points each, and Kulusevski got 2. What do you say, Tobs?
You're showing Matisse's one here, not Grizz's.
No, that's Grizz's, but let my name be on it, man. Let me have something.
Oh, Grizz's name is not on it. Oh, apologies, people. Apologies. But yeah, you know what? I don't think Grizz minds at this moment in time. And Matisse does need some motivation to continue right now.
I'm leaving with something, man.
So yeah, let him leave with this. But I did say the winner gets a meal courtesy of the Big Six, ordered by THUGGEry. THUGGEry ordered it 45
Chicken
minutes.
wing man.
Conveniently, Grizz has got it on screen right now. Grizz,
Boy, the timing is ridiculous.
That was perfect timing. Perfect timing.
The timing is ridiculous.
What did you get?
And I'm gonna read this out. I'm gonna read this out. I'm gonna shut your mouth. I'm reading this out. When I'm speaking, you shut your mouth. All right.
Shut your mouth.
I am the chicken man, and I'm ordering as a king. Hence the king platter. Please only address me as the chicken king. Add cutlery. I'm not supposed to read that bit, but I'm gonna read it still.
Chicken king.
So thank you, people, for making me win this, and I'm gonna enjoy it, boy.
The bag is full. So.
Oi, bro, it's heavy as a muck.
You know what? You got to feed the community now. You got to feed the community. That's it now.
Calma. I got enough DMs about trying to do a peace treaty between Hughie and Matisse. I said, I ain't involved.
Break bread, man. Break some bread between us.
I ain't involved. Listen, can everyone Turkish? Can you tell the community that I offered to do a deal?
But yeah, he did. He did.
You don't want to deal.
I think the deal favored you a little bit. That's why no one really wanted it, though.
Oh Lord have mercy, this smells good.
Bro's got £60 worth of takeaway. Who eats that much? That's like TOBS' lunch.
We're feeding the Khan family tonight, man. Hope everyone enjoys, man.
Much needed tonight as well, because that's why I have to jet in a little bit now. But
yeah, you do.
I guess
before we do move on to City Liverpool, which it should end up as a draw, and Grizz does have to go shortly. There's 7K in the building. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Put the notification bell on. Big up Fantasy 5. If you enjoyed the Twitter takeover last night, courtesy of them. Grizz, if you enjoy the food, it's not courtesy of them. It's courtesy of us on the Big Six. But they made it happen because you won the Fantasy 5 game week 13 selections. I'm actually going to take part every week now because, like I said, it's free to play and you can win 10K. And there's monthly prizes too, people, like shirts and other bits and bobs for the top scorer that month. So big up Fantasy 5. Link in the chat, link in the description. Sign up. £1 gets donated to charity. We'll match the total come Thursday. And we'll let you know exactly when. And I told you where that's going. End of the week, Steel Warriors, who take knives off the streets, melt them down, and make street gyms, which I think is a very good initiative, especially being in and around London, where all the youth clubs are gone over the last 20 years. And young people really need somewhere to not only, get together and congregate, but do something useful, healthy, work out. Let's move. City 1, Liverpool 1. Grizz, let's start with you because I guess it was a better point for you than it was for Hugh. Go on.
Yeah, for sure. Serious business, serious game. It's not about looking pretty. It's not about looking good. It's about getting a result, laying a glove on Man City. Everything that I said last week, we need to go there and get something from there. Even if we don't play well, and that's how it turned out. We didn't play brilliant. I don't think we were bad, but we got the result, which again shows me the mentality of this team. You go behind at the Etihad, it can be long. 23 teams before us will tell you they won 23 games in a row. And you're talking Arsenal have been there, Chelsea have been there, Spurs have been there, Real Madrid have been there in those 23 games. Some big teams have been there. They've dismantled all of them. Man City started off really well, head of steam. The only frustrating part from Liverpool was it was a culmination of a few errors which led to their goal. Amongst all City's good play, when you concede a goal like that, it's fucking hella frustrating. When you know that Alisson, he slipped, can't even criticize him too much because the man's got so much credit in his bank. And then Szoboszlai and Trent let Ake do a slalom dribble, and Haaland takes a shot, but Alisson, level keeper, saves that. Like normally that's meat and drink for Alisson, goes through him. And then you think to yourself, yeah, this could get messy if we haven't got energy, if we haven't got mentality, if we haven't got desire. You don't always have to play well, but you need those other three things. And those three things were the things that lacking last season. And I keep telling you guys, those three things are the things that are back this season. We needed to stay in the game. We needed to stay in the game because I knew at some point one of the attackers or attacking midfielders is going to have an impact. And it turns out that Gravenberch has a direct impact. Gakpo has the off the ball movement, which enables Trent to have space on the edge of the pitch, or on the edge of the goal, and he strikes it in true Trent style. Jurgen Klopp alluded to it. Trent alluded to it. Mohamed Salah alluded to it. It's not our best performance, but it's for sure our best result. The two times we've lost by a league, 1 point to City in the league, we've lost there. So that's how it shows you important that it is to get points off City if you want to be involved. And I want to be involved, and I think we are involved. Obviously, you guys can have your opinions if you still don't think Liverpool are involved, but every week that goes by, my optimism is more enhanced, not lessened. I thought SAEED asked a question about McAllister. I think he must have watched this show. Alexis McAllister was our best player. Alexis McAllister was so good, so good. Curtis Jones wasn't good. He got changed at half time. And Szoboszlai, he covered the most ground, but on the ball he wasn't great. But we made City not go full throttle for that second, third, fourth goal, because you can see Pep from the sidelines. He knew, even though we were not playing well, he knew this Liverpool has something in it that can create a goal. People were talking about why me and Hughie were so respectful of each other. That game showed why we were so respectful of each other. We didn't play well, yet we came with something. We got away with something. We got away with a point there. I don't think we got away with a point, but I think if we played well, I think we would have won there, because Man City were not amazing, but they played much better. They were close to their best. They played some fantastic football at times, but I thought there was a lot of jabbing, sparring. There was no real knockout blows from Man City. It wasn't Alisson. I think Alisson made one save, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure if he made more than one save in the whole game. That's very Etihad, very un-Etihad like. And yeah, I'm very happy with that point. I actually predicted a point, and then you got into my head. So, but yeah, look, job done. It's serious business. When it's the serious business, you don't talk about the aesthetics. You just talk about the result and how you're going to move forward.
Glorious.
Interesting, man.
No, not glorious draw, bro. No, not glorious draw, bro. It's totally different. It's not a glorious draw. It's a confident draw. Many of your teams will go there and have been blitzed and will get blitzed. We didn't get blitzed.
You know what? There's something I seen the other day, and well, not the other day, after the result, but it was very strong words from Grizz. It was very strong. It's freezing outside, but Liverpool are giving me that warm, fuzzy feeling again. We've gone again, folks. Stay warm and embrace it for the title, for the title we're in.
Yeah,
for the title.
Wow. It felt like after the game, after the 1-1 draw.
Yeah. Race. Like what I've been saying. I mean, tell me otherwise. Is there not a race? Are we not involved? If we're still not involved, no problem. I'm happy to keep discounting us, keep counting us out. But we're 1 point behind the best team in the world after be playing the top 5 teams away from home already. 5 out of the top 6.
I appreciate it.
Nah,
I want
bro.
to hear you. I want to hear you.
He cannot win the league. He cannot.
You ain't fucking seen me happy before.
He cannot. He cannot
win this league.
He cannot. No, he cannot. He cannot. He cannot.
Show's cancelled, mate. If it happens, show's cancelled, mate.
He's got to host this, you know. As a imagine as a league winner, can never run. We'd have to do something different.
Because
oh man, what's
wrong?
I know, but are you trying to banter him? What are you trying to do here? What's going on here, man?
What do you mean banter him about what?
In general, like, what's going on? Like,
What do you mean
you know
in
what I mean?
general?
Chapters, isn't it? Chapters, isn't it?
No, like I'm letting you talk about what he said first, and then you can ask me whatever you want. Like,
No, I want to hear what you said because
So we're just forgetting everything Grizz said. Right? That's you, Grizz.
I don't
right.
think I agree with like a fair amount of what Grizz said, to be honest.
No, I don't agree with a lot of what he said. I don't agree with what I said, but I thought we'd have a chat
Maybe
about it.
I watched a different game. Maybe I watched a different game. No problem.
Let me ask you a question there, Huey. Do you reckon Doku had Trent's number?
You know exactly what you're doing right now because you know what my
Saeed
feelings
loves
are.
his just bomb that he just throws.
Yeah, of course. I think Doku had Trent on the ropes. I think Liverpool fans are protecting Trent because he scored the goal. I think without that goal, Trent's the worst player on the pitch that day. I think he was suffering. He was absolutely suffering up against Doku and his pace. And I see Liverpool fans on the timeline saying to me, but what did Doku do when he got past Trent? Fuck all that. He got past Trent. That's the only point I'm making. He got past Trent. I was in the South Stand for that game, which is behind one of the goals. And in the first half, City were shooting my way. So I was watching Trent versus Doku very closely. I'm 5 rows from the pitch. I could see Klopp shouting at Trent and shouting at his defenders, get over and support, get over and support, get over and support. Because he was fearing for Trent out there. He did not trust Trent on his own up against Doku. I take it on board. I take it on board that Doku's final product is still not that yet. It's nowhere near that yet. When he gets past Trent or he gets to the byline or he cuts in, his ball selection and his decision-making at times is poor. But he's young, he's raw, he's got a lot of developing and learning to do. But in terms of the actual 1v1, art of defending versus attack, Trent was lost against Doku. Simple as. Trent was lost.
I hear you, man.
I don't know how. Listen, people need to stop trying to protect this guy's poor ability to defend because he is an exceptional attacker. He is an exceptional attacker. He's a fantastic creative force. But unfortunately, when you're a right back, you also got to defend. And this guy can't defend to the level we're talking about. I never saw Cancelo getting this level of praise. Cancelo was fantastic going forward, but he was crap on defense as well. Huh?
Nah, Cancelo definitely got high praise. He was world class.
Cancelo never had Gary Neville saying this guy could be the best right back we've ever seen.
That's
the English hype, you reckon?
But
English hype.
To be fair though, Trent is an exceptional baller. Like what? Listen, I know he had a tough game.
Exceptional baller or exceptional right back though.
No, wait. I know he had a tough game.
There's a fine line between being a really great footballer and having fantastic technical ability and being an all-round great right back. He's so, when it comes to being a right back, he's so lopsided in favor of his attacking ability. It's unbelievable. I believe he is brilliant going forward. He's so creative. He's threatening. He scored a great goal. But his defensive side of things, he's not an elite level right back. To be elite level, you got to be able to defend. I've never seen Kyle Walker up against Vinicius, Mbappe, any top winger in the world. I've never seen Pep saying, get out and support him. Get out and support him. Kyle Walker
Cancelo was, when Cancelo was on it for Man City, he was the best fullback on the planet. Why? Because as bad as he was defending, Cancelo was a one-man wrecking machine at times. He was a playmaker. He was a scorer. He was pulling strings from fullback, and he's versatile. So why can't we apply the same logic to Trent Alexander-Arnold? I don't agree that Trent should have got man of the match. I thought man of the match should have gone to Doku. I thought Doku, it wasn't just a Trent thing. It wasn't exclusive to Trent. I thought Doku cooked Man City's, Liverpool's right-hand side. I thought Matip, when he tried to come out to him, and I think Matip had a good game, by the way, really good game. But when he came out to Doku went past him. Doku went past McAllister. Man, Liverpool could only keep a lid on Doku when they put like three man on him, right? I think with Trent, we need to just accept the player that he is, because it's easy to point out his flaws. Yes, okay, he's not that great defensively, even though I don't think he was awful against Doku. I think Doku was just Doku. Doku's just going to rip a lot of fullbacks. We need to talk about what he does for the team. The finish, did anyone have any doubt whatsoever that big man thing? Did anyone have any doubt whatsoever?
No, not you.
He wasn't gonna hit the target when he received the ball from Salah.
You know he's gonna hit the target. You know he's gonna hit
his passing. It's not even just with his right foot. His passing with both feet is ridiculous, bro. Left foot, right foot. This guy, he's a phenomenal right back. Like I don't know why we keep doing this with Trent. He is world class. He's elite. Yes,
I think you're missing my point.
When you can do what he can do with a ball from right back, why are we then trying to focus on the stuff that he doesn't do? For every game he gets cooked, he wins Liverpool 3 or 4 more games with his passing.
I have
to run now. I'm just gonna leave you. Look, I get it. Look, I think there's a bit extra scrutiny on Trent, but I get it. The reasons why there's extra scrutiny. Every game week, there's scrutiny on Trent Alexander-Arnold about his defending. I literally called Doku the best one. You guys already know what I said about him 2 weeks ago. That I think he's one of the best one-on-one wingers. There is absolutely no shame. If I've said that, then there's absolutely no shame in admitting that Doku, like anyone, you try to stop Doku physically in one-on-one situations, it's near enough impossible. What you got to do is be strategic and tactical in the way how you show him in or out. And I thought Trent done the best of what he could in terms of not letting him show inside. What Doku is the master at so far this season, from what we've seen, is coming inside, playing 1-2s, coming through, or coming inside and curling that shot in. He didn't do that a lot. He got past Trent, I believe, what was known as a take on, as far as I was growing up to watch dribbles, was going past a player. Cutting back, doing feints, in my opinion, is not dribbling past a player. He's very good at it, though. I'm not going to say Doku had a bad game or anything like that. I'm not a child like that. Doku was brilliant. Doku was very good. I don't think Trent was the worst player on the pitch. I refute that completely. But no problem, that's your opinion. I don't really give a shit. I went to do a business. I went to do a job in City. I'm talking about a Liverpool fan of Liverpool, and we done the job and we got our point. You can cope how you want with Trent. I'm happy with a fullback that's got, hold on, I'm going to leave you with this and then you lot can carry on. I'm very happy with a fullback who plays in a back four, who's been criticised about his defending all life, who's got nearly a goal and assist nearly every 4 games. Nearly every 4 games. A goal and assist, a right back. I'm good with him. Guys, I've got a jet. I'm so sorry today, man. Peace. Yeah, I'm just, you already know, you lot know, yeah?
Peace. Just to add, right, from watching that game, if I'm being completely honest, because I could be shameless, right? Obviously, James, when he came up against Doku, fed a lot better defensively. But when it comes to Trent, right, on that pitch for Liverpool, I'm sorry, he can't be the one catching the most smoke, because I don't think he was the worst Liverpool player. If you take a look at Trent's overall, if you look at Trent's overall contribution, right, he's bagged the equalizer, big game player. He's done it against big 6 teams time and time again. Someone said he has like 22 GA.
You're gonna mute.
Yeah, at the end of the day, when it was time for him to step up and
no, we're not doing
put
that.
The ball in the back of the net, he did that, right? Take a look at the Liverpool front three. They didn't play well. None of them did. Ake absolutely destroyed Salah on that side. He had him in his pocket. Nunes, non-existent. So when we're talking about Liverpool, Szoboszlai was probably the only player that was kind of like trying to make something out of nothing. McAllister was decent, but like most of that Liverpool attack, they were missing. They didn't play well. So I think for me, just for the fact that Trent actually did deliver in that game and stepped up and got the equalizer, he's the reason why they're leaving with something, because they would have lost that game otherwise, the way the other attackers were carrying on. He has to get credit for that. He has to get credit for that, because the rest of the attack,
I never disputed
nothing.
Once. I'm not going to
null and
dispute
void that whole attack for Liverpool.
I'm not disputing for 1 second that he's elite going forward and what he offers to the team is fantastic. But if we're going to throw him into the world class category, and people like Gary Neville saying he could be the greatest right back we've ever seen, we need to be able to talk about his overall package. We need to be able to talk about what he's like defensively as well. And I'm just opening up a dialogue when I say I think he's poor defensively. It's all great scoring your goals and getting your G&A every 4 games, but when you go back to your defensive shape and you look ropey, that's another conversation that I think we're allowed to talk about.
It's 100%. But like we do know that defensively he's not the best. It's not like we don't know that. And the thing is with Doku, we all knew that Doku was going to get the better of him a lot of the time. Like even from a physical aspect, Trent can't cope with Doku. He's not stronger than him. He's not quicker than him. So we already knew he was going to get the beating of Trent a few times. I just think in terms of the fact that Doku's output wasn't where it needed to be, minimalized the damage and made it less of a problem to be speaking about for this particular instance. Because Doku didn't actually do anything with the take-ons and going past Trent, I don't think it's as big a conversation, because at the end of the day, he didn't have an impact, Doku, in the final third.
Let's be real. Man City deserved to win that game, but I find it rich how people speak on Trent. Like, I can understand it when he's getting flogged, right? Defensively, yes, he deserves criticism because there are times where he's just so pathetic defensively, and it's like, why are you defending so poorly, right? But I'm not going to sit here and say he's the worst player ever. Obviously, I know you're not saying that, but I'm not going to sit here and focus solely on the fact that he couldn't stop Doku, because not many people can stop Jeremy Doku. I genuinely believe if Trent Alexander-Arnold was doing what he did for Man City instead of Liverpool, he wouldn't have half the scrutiny. He wouldn't. He would not have half the scrutiny, because Cancelo was doing this from fullback for years. And how many times did I see Man City fans cuss out his defending? How many times?
I consistently said he was poor defense. There's evidence on the show of me saying I think Cancelo is world class going forward.
I only think, to be honest,
there it is right there. So you acknowledge that he was a world class fullback and he was poor defensively. So why can't you?
No, I said he was world class going forward. I said he's a fantastic creative spark. He's dangerous going forward. But Cancelo, I always knew it, and any City fan will tell you defensively he was not it. That's why Pep was happy
I don't think City fans are as vocal on Cancelo's mishaps defensively because they would cover it up with, well, Pep's playing him in a certain way that shields and covers up those defensive mishaps, and look how great he's on the ball. That's how I think it was. That's how I think it was packaged. I don't think you guys would. The only time that I can remember you guys seriously starting to dig into Cancelo, and you guys do this with a lot of your players, is when they're starting to head out the door and they're starting to pack up their bags to leave, and you don't like them anymore. That's when you start to talk about their weaknesses on a like a massive scale. I don't think Cancelo was getting this amount of slack. I really don't.
I don't remember that. Cancelo was I always knew he wasn't great defending, and I was open about that. I said it on the show. I think the penny dropped with City fans universally after Anfield last season when he let Salah slip in behind and Salah went on to score the goal to win the game. And that was nowhere near the time when we knew Cancelo was leaving. The Cancelo bust-up happened in January. We didn't know this was happening, and this game happened in November. And everyone was pretty open. We know what he offers going forward, the same way I know what Trent offers going forward. But I think both of them are lacking defensively. And that might be why they're so good going forward, because defense isn't their thing. They don't want to defend. They want to be doing what they're good at, which is going forward. But I'm just openly saying that if you want to talk about the best we've ever seen, an elite class fullbacks, you have to be able to also talk about their ability to defend 1v1.
Hugh, can I ask you a question? So Marcelo for me is, pound for pound, top 5 best fullbacks I've ever seen in my life. I don't know where you rank him. Did you think he was a world-class fullback?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
He did? Would you say that he was strong defensively? He could defend in some games, but would you categorize him as a strong 1v1 defender? I wouldn't.
No, it's not a strong point, but he's better than Trent at it, definitely.
Even if he's better than Trent, the point I'm making is he wasn't good at it. It wasn't like a good 1v1
No, but
defender.
Trent is particularly bad at it, and we've enough evidence to see this for a long time now.
He's bad at it, but
initially it was, well, he was a midfielder going through the academy, and he's only become a right back in the last however long. No, he's playing right back now for this Jurgen Klopp team for, what is it, 5-6 years, whatever it is. You should be able to defend and back yourself 1v1 against the best wingers in world football if you're going to be an elite fullback. If you want to be a world-class fullback, be a world-class fullback. Marcelo was better than Trent at 1v1 defending. It wasn't a strong point, but he was definitely better than Trent.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm asking, was Marcelo good at defending? If the answer is no, then what are we doing here?
Listen, I don't think
you
tried to move
into
midfield
if you're bad.
I think we should talk about I think Man City deserved to win the game personally. I didn't think it was like a battering, but I thought Man City had Man City looked the more dangerous team. I think they created the better openings. This docu performance that everyone's slating, where's the end product? It's absolute nonsense. Like I hate when football fans talk like this. He put 2 free chances on the plate for Man City players. They don't eat, but you're cussing Doku for no end product. He put the ball on the sixpence for Alvarez. He skies it, and then literally in the lead up to Liverpool's equalizer, he skins Matip and creates an opportunity for Haaland that Haaland fluffs. But man, I was saying no end product. Come on, man.
No,
I don't know why people are so disingenuous.
I said Doku's end product at times can be a bit
off. Not you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about.
No, I agree with you. I didn't think we were at our
too
best.
Much criticism on Doku's performance at the end of the game. I was just like, what? Did we watch the same game here? Like what?
I think it was a. You're on mute, Turkish.
So, but you know how people are now, though, bro. A couple games or one game, and people go mad about it because it's their opportunity, even if it's just a small window of opportunity to chat shit about a certain player they don't like or his opposition player. They feel obliged to. That's kind of what football banter's turned into now. It's one game turnaround. Things could be one way one week. Everyone praising one man. The next week, because of that praise, as soon as they might put in a performance that doesn't live up to the standards of the praise last week, everyone's on the other side of the fence because that's what it's, you know, either side of the spectrum is what people would rather be on.
Well, you know, with Doku, like I was very reserved when he was getting all his praise. Like, you know, on the show when Grizz was like, he's the best wing or most informed, whatever it was, winger in world football right now. I didn't jump in on I didn't jump in on that.
Too much dip on the chip right there.
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't
Leroy
jump in on
Sané
that.
exists. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm on that same show. I said, nah, I think Doku's exciting. And you asked me the question, would you take Doku or Grealish for, like, you know, to watch type thing? I said Doku because I like the way he plays football, but he's still so raw. He's still got so much to learn, so much. Like, he's 21. Do you know what I mean? He's a kid when it comes to football. So I'm not ready to give him that level of elevation. And I don't believe we should be doing that to young players. But with that said, I was very happy with him on Saturday, considering how new he is to this Pep Guardiola team. But in the context of the overall game, it was just a weird one. It was just a really, really weird day. Like, I got to the ground about 5 minutes before kickoff, and I don't know, was it because it was 12:30 or what, but it just felt kind of flat. It was just a bit of a weird one. And then we got our first goal, fantastic, by Nathan Ake to break through two players, play it through for Haaland, and then big up Haaland now. Fastest player to hit 50 Premier League goals, fastest player to hit 50 Bundesliga goals, fastest player to hit 30 Champions League goals. Guy's a freak. I don't need to go over that anymore. But after the first goal, I was like, yeah, let's go out and finish them now. 2, 3, 4 goals, light work. Let's send Liverpool home. And it just never came. It just never came. And I'm not one to make excuses, but I think I have to be able to mention them. Like, Liverpool were able to bring on Gravenberg, Harvey Elliott, and whoever else. The only attacking player we had on the bench was Oscar Bob. Our squad is just too light. When you talk about this myth that City have 2, 3, and 4 squads that can win leagues, it's not true. So we need to go out and do some business in January. Alvarez played against
his bench. You decided to spend your money on Kovacic and Nunes instead of buying offensive midfielders.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody decided that, but
well,
Man
we
City,
tried to buy one, but he got done for.
sympathy.
But we tried to buy one, but he got in trouble for betting, didn't he? So
Yeah, then
when
you
that
go
gets
get
cleared,
another
we'll
one.
probably go and
You
buy
go
him.
get another one.
just-
Eze
yeah,
was
well,
right there. Eze was
I'm
right
making
there,
the point
brother.
that I'm making the point that I think we need to go and do business in January, because
You do.
when it gets to the business end and you want to win Champions League as well, we don't have the depth in squad. We didn't have John Stones, we didn't have Kevin De Bruyne, both massive losses. I said there's 5 players in this squad that you take any of them out, it's a massive dent on the quality of our play. De Bruyne, Diaz, Rodri, Stones, and Haaland. We're missing 2 of them. I think if you had one of De Bruyne or Stones in fully fit form, I think we win that game. But look, it is what it is. We weren't clinical.
You
We
had
had chances
England's
put on the
most
plate that we
talented
didn't take.
player playing, right?
Who?
England's most talented player, I'm told.
Yeah, he
Foden.
wasn't
He
good,
was
man.
playing.
He wasn't good. He wasn't good. He wasn't. Neither was
was playing.
Alvarez. But Alvarez isn't
Foden,
meant to be there.
listen,
Alvarez was
inconsistent,
sweet,
man.
bro. But Alvarez isn't a 10. He's not
Alvarez
a 10.
is not a 10. People
He's
like
doing a
people.
job for Man
I was
City.
the same,
strikers,
I
I'm
was
gonna
the
say.
same with Alvarez as I was with Doku. When Alvarez was getting all his praise, I was reserved with Alvarez, and people were bigging him up. I said it's great he's getting his praise. It's great he's playing well. But I know by watching him that his natural instinct, he wants to be in and around the 18-yard box. He wants to be a predator in front of goal. He wants to do what Haaland's doing, but he can't
100.
because Haaland's there. So De Bruyne's not there. Shoehorn him into midfield. He's tired. He's being overplayed as well. He just got back from Brazil and Argentina, has to hop into midfield for City versus Liverpool. It's not his thing. Him and Foden were a bit anonymous. But look, we didn't have anything to bring on. There was no Riyad Mahrez there to bring on. There was no even Cole Palmer there to bring on. And that's probably our own fault. But look, it is what it is. It's no disaster. It's only November.
Yeah.
Are you
No,
not
I'm
on
not
the
like you.
market for a sorry, Saeed, I was just gonna ask, are you not in the market for a winger and a attacking mid, right? Because to be honest though, Phil Foden really needs to pull his finger out, man. We spoke about this on Friday. Like I don't want him to turn into one of these guys where it's like you speak, it's more about rep than what he's doing on the pitch, because right now it's more his reputation as opposed to what he does on the pitch week in, week out. Whereas 2 seasons ago, he was doing the business for Man City. You could not talk down to Phil Foden.
Even at the start of last season, if you remember at the start of last season, it was him, and Haaland up until about maybe, I don't know if it was late November or where it was, but did he pick up an injury? I think last season he was on form. He was smacking up
appendix. Was it appendix injury?
And to clarify, if people in the comments who are going mad, I'm not saying that he's been bad this season. I'm saying that a player who's that gifted, there needs to be a base level of consistency, especially in some of these big games. Arsenal, anonymous. Liverpool, anonymous. Like what? Even the Man United game, Man City won 3-0. He scored in that game. And I don't even think he played that well in that game. I'm sorry. I don't even think he played that well, bro. What I'm saying is a guy who's that gifted, you shouldn't be on the periphery of games, especially when Kevin De Bruyne's injured. You need to take the game by the scruff of its neck.
Nah, you know what, TOBS, you're preaching to the converted here. Like I said to you before the season kicked off when we were doing our season preview show, I said I want this to be the season that Phil Foden, imposes himself and really stamps his authority and makes himself like he can't be left at the starting 11, and the big games he steps up and does his thing. I think he's had good games, he's had good moments, but he's not been as imposing as I want Phil Foden to be. Like up against Simicast on Saturday, I was looking at that lineup saying you should be cooking him.
Dude,
you should be cooking Simicast.
Simicast isn't even good defensively, and he had a good game. That's crazy.
No, I agree. Look, there's loads of things in that game that I could argue about. I think the Diaz goal should have stood. I think that was absolutely ridiculous, the protection the goalkeepers get. But I'm not going to use that. Because I think we did enough in that game to win the game without that, and we should have. I think it's down to us. Liverpool, they didn't control the game. They didn't dominate it. We did. We just didn't do enough with it. They were dangerous in the counter-attack. They got their goal. It is what it is. 1-1. Our performances and our results against Big Six teams, other than Man United this season, haven't been good enough. And look, it is what it is. I think we'll do business in January. I think Lucas Paqueta will be a Man City player. He will be a Man City player, I'm telling you now. De Bruyne has to come back in January.
What's happening with his case? What's happening with his case?
He's going to bust case.
Oh.
You see his lawyers are on it.
Yeah, man. There you go. Who is the lawyer? Who is the transfer?
Sherlock Hughes, man. Sherlock Hughes getting Lucas Paqueta off his case. Don't worry about him. I'm getting him up to Manchester.
Okay.
Listen, someone like him, man. He'd be the difference for us.
Can you help yourself?
You know what it is with Paqueta? He's a baller, yeah. But he's
a baller.
Would you not want someone a bit more? Like obviously there is only one Kevin De Bruyne, but would you not want a player who's more Kevin De Bruyne like? Because I think with Paqueta,
Musiala, like a Musiala type.
With Man City, obviously, when you play for Man City, it takes your numbers up another level because you're playing around players. You're going to be able to create chances for guys like Haaland who are going to put away more goals, or you're going to be able to score more goals yourself. But I would have thought you would go for someone who's a bit more like known for scoring and assisting at a higher rate. Like Paqueta's very good, but I'm like, when I look at the money
who are you talking about then? Are you talking about like Musiala or someone of that level?
I'm talking about guys who are putting up more numbers. I don't really look at Paqueta as a. I know he plays 10, but I don't really look at him as a 10. Like, do you get what I mean?
Look at him more. But then that's why they bought that guy from Nunes. He's meant to be that kind of Paqueta kind of type where he can play like 8, kind of. Some saying
Nunes.
It's not that.
He's a 6 or 8.
Nunes is not going to.
The reason we're going to
bring
Paqueta is because he has the qualities that Pep likes. You have to always think that when we go and buy a player, Pep's going to make them 25-30% better and get 25-30% more out of them. He doesn't buy a player because of what he already is at his former club. He buys him because he has the attributes that he believes he can mold into what he wants. You're not going to get a Kevin De Bruyne regen. I don't think it exists. Kevin De Bruyne, as you say, he's an alien. He's on his own planet. But we've been linked with all sorts of these kind of players. We're linked with Musiala as of the last 2 months. Apparently, Pep has said he views him as the next Kevin De Bruyne, to use quote for quote. We're linked with that Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen.
He's good. He's good, man.
Yeah, he's good. So, look, we'll just have to wait and see. I don't think we did enough business in the summer. And I actually said that. And I said that openly. A lot of people criticized me for it. I looked at our final squad going into the season. I said, this is light going forward for me. I don't think when you take out Mahrez and Gundo, I don't think we replaced their qualities well enough by bringing in Nunes and Kovacic. I rate them.
Are you seeing now that Kovacic is not going to get you goals? I told you that brother wasn't getting goals.
We said
I said this to you. I don't care what Pep can do or what he has done. One thing I know he ain't doing is getting goals out of Mateo Kovacic. That's one thing he's not doing. You guys have not replaced at all. I know you tried to do it 2-for-1. but you have not replaced Gundogan at all. And Mahrez, listen,
They didn't replace Gundogan or Mahrez, bro.
Cole Palmer could have potentially been like your understudy there, but you obviously let him go. But with the midfield, I don't know with Nunes and you've already got it wrong with Phillips. Obviously, you need to sell him. Kova is a stopgap. The options in there for me are not really good enough, to be honest, to take serious game time out of Rodri. We're talking about Akanji having to step into midfield as this extra centre back and be the Stones. Maybe it's the way that Pep wants to play, but I also think it's because he, you know, in the long term, he won't really trust those midfielders to play alongside Rodri to the level that he's looking for. I really don't. This Matías Nunes level of hype that I've been seeing in previous seasons, I honestly don't get it. I think he's a good player, but when he went to Manchester City, my eyebrows honestly raised. I really don't think
he would have suited Liverpool.
Listen, I know he hasn't played much. I know he hasn't played much, but personally, I don't think when he does play, I don't think you're going to look at him and think, yeah, this is the answer.
No, I know Nunes. He's what, 24. He's another one of these players that Pep has brought in with a long. You talk about a long-term project at Chelsea. Pep views Nunes like that. Pep views Nunes as someone who you're going to work. We're going to work on you over time. You've not come in to have instant impact. Kovacic, you've come here to have instant impact. Nunes, you haven't. We're going to watch you grow and watch you develop over the same way. Rodri, you know what I mean? When Rodri first arrived, he used to get on my tits, man. He used to piss me off, and now he's the best in the business. You know what I'm saying? Pep has players like that all the time, ticking along.
Do you not think that, to Matisse's point, and I guess people in the chat want us to know from City, but Matisse's point, it's not.
We need to move on to Tottenham, man. Why are we talking about City for this long, man?
No,
City, man.
Calma. He's about to make a point. Calma,
brother. You get yours.
That was
I don't care about City.
This brother's
you get yours. You get yours. You get bro.
This guy wins a game and thinks he can dictate shows like that.
Yo, relax.
You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. Quiet down there. Shut your mouth.
What do we care about? What City going to replace?
Brother, listen.
Bro,
you can't
United have won a game.
It's cool talking football. Maybe if you talk. Maybe if you spoke and actually watched enough ball, you'd know stuff like how Matías Nunes isn't a 10, right?
Bro,
like,
it's not a pressing issue, man. I want to cook Tottenham.
He doesn't want to talk the ball. He doesn't want to.
As I said, you're gonna get yours, brother. You're gonna eat. Trust me. Don't worry. Grizz ain't the only one that's got takeaway. You're gonna eat, brother. We're just talking about Man City. Calm down. Your food's on the cooker. You're gonna eat, brother.
I don't know. I'm just looking at thinking, bro, like, come on, man. We talking about City's problems and where they can replace Paqueta and Nunes. Who cares, man?
You best the bubble in that conversation, but fine, whatever.
I'm gonna best in the super chats. Carry on, man. Carry on.
No, it's done now. What do you mean carry on? You burst the bubble.
When's episode 5 or 6, bro? This is like a Netflix series coming out. I want to watch it, bro. What's going on? Ten Hag out, bro. When's the next episode?
Ten Hag out.
Listen,
you better be back.
I don't control no narrative. I don't control no titles. Shout out to whoever controls it.
Ten Hag out show.
Are you Ten Hag out still?
Ten Hag out show. Ten Hag out. I don't know why you're excited, because that's why I'm pressing you today. I'm gonna press you on Ten Hag.
I'm here.
I'm pressing you today.
Goal. We can talk about Viva Garnacho. We can talk about Kobe Mino. You know, Kobe Mino's doing more than Enzo Fernandez. We can talk about Kobe Mino's had a better performance than Enzo Fernandez. We can talk about that, man. 18-year-old showing up a World Cup winner. We can talk about that.
Who?
We should talk about your 18-year-old showing up your 18-year-old showing up
your own midfield.
Listen, talk about the 18-year-old showing up your damn midfield.
Your 18-year-old that's just come back from a left
showing up your captain, bro.
Showing up your captain. Showing up your Amrabat. Yeah, your Casemiro.
That's not hard.
18-year-old starting before Amrabat.
I can imagine that. Casemiro not there. So we go let Casemiro slide. You know,
number 7, Mason Mount. You know what I mean?
Everyone else.
18-year-old starting over 60 million pound Mason Mount. You want to talk about Man United or Spurs? Let's talk, brother.
Wait, let me get the super chats on City Liverpool, because there's a fair few, and I do want to get as many as possible in 1 hour 23 minutes, and we still got a bit of time. Ronnie says the amount of times he flies to and from Manny. He don't throw money at the strip club. He makes it rain. Frequent fly out miles. Listen, he puts in the miles for Man City. Can't even lie. Next one on the list, I have. Where is it? Because I've written down the ones that I need to get in. Well, there was one by Decky, but I can't find it right now. There we are. I'll have to move on to the next one. Apologies if I don't get your super chats in, people. I don't really know what's going on. I did write them down, but there we are. Man said, Pound down. Phil Mitchell said, "Did Phil Grizz in if he went to Etihad should focus on filling up their own ground. Etihad had no atmosphere." Obviously, that was tongue in cheek between Big Steve and Grizz. Troy says, "Besides Hugh, would you prefer starting next season? 1, no punishment for Man City, but Pep leaves, or 2, Pep stays for 10 more years, but City relegated to League One?" That's a question for everyone but Hugh.
Easy, bro.
That's easy. Definitely taking the latter if I was Hugh.
100%.
League One with Pep. Can you imagine?
He's asking us, not.
Oh, sorry. League One.
Why
Let
is
me
he
just
asking
start
you
this.
lot?
League One
It's
with
the second
Pep.
one, bro. 100%.
League One
They've
with
won
Pep
everything.
would be one
You
of the
get
most
10 years of
beautiful
Pep.
things in the game. League One and Championship with Pep. We will be there. Honestly, it would be beautiful. It's about time, like, he had to go through the mud because all of his clubs he's gone to, he's had the most money, he's had quality players. Obviously, he's a top manager, but I'd love to see Pep in League One. I'd love it. Away at Macclesfield. Yeah, man, 100%. Brilliant.
You know, Avidachi says, "Hugh, someone said Doku is a B-Tech Alex St. Griddy, man. I can't unsee it. I can't unhear it. Doku, come outside." Blue Moon says, "Not going to lie, drawing to Liverpool is jarring. People saying Trent had a good game are blind. He was getting cooked, but we effed up. It felt like a loss." Big up Blue Moon, big up everyone sending in the super chats as well. Ricky says, "Big up Grizz being so confident last week and your team backing you up. I hope Arsenal can be as fearless at City. Only place left for Arteta to get points." Very true. Olawafemi says, "We saw Reece James effortlessly lock Doku. Same Reece you pretend is average because of injuries."
This is why I didn't want to involve myself in that conversation. That's why.
Cryptic Dina says, "Damn, homie, last week you was the man, homie. Guys, to be fair, when a player is that small and agile, one-on-one, it won't work. He's a rabbit." These are all on the conversation of Doku. HW says, "Never mind Doku. Someone tell me what Foden did when his team needed him. It's calm, though. He'll get the 8th goal versus Luton or Antwerp, and he's a star boy." Big up HW. Josh Berg says, "So are we meant to pretend Mane didn't rip Walker apart regularly? Ghosted behind him to score multiple times or win penalties?" Nilot Pass says, "Hughes just salty. Shush and hold that." MCFC Solo, big up. "We should have won, nullified their attack and passed through their press. Akanji did a good Stones impression. Defense was solid. Rodri levels. We move." Akanji, yeah.
Akanji was good, man. Akanji was good.
Yeah.
He's going up in my estimations, Hugh. I just want you to know that a little bit.
I'm sure he'll be glad to hear that.
Sean says, "Tobes, teams won't target Marcelo as their tactic to punish Madrid, though. Trent has repeatedly been used by teams as an avenue to punish Liverpool."
Yeah, man. Okay, they definitely targeted Marcelo, but it's fine.
Mane Happy Run says, "If Trent was so bad at defending, how Liverpool reached 3 Champions League finals and 3 seasons with 90+ points? Let's be real."
Fair.
He says, "If Doku was good, how comes he created 1 chance all game?" It wasn't 1 chance he created. Why always me says, "Trent is a midfielder, Cancelo is a winger when you see their best abilities." Hugh Pep again complained about City's fans. Is that the 3rd or 4th time? And Steven says, "Big up all the man, then big up my boy Hugh and SAEED. Doku should have had 2 assists at least if Alvarez scored like he should have, and Haaland on the line." Last couple here. Declan says, "Trent showed Doku to places he couldn't produce. He beat Trent to a dangerous place twice. Trent showed him inside mostly while playing 2 positions." And Brad says, "If Trent was left-footed playing left-back, his defensive issues wouldn't matter as much because there are a lot less good right wingers than left wingers. Love him, but he has to improve so teams don't only attack down his side." Love for all the super chats, people. I've still got more there that I'm going to say when we're on the subjects or for the end of the show if it's not on a particular team, but we do have to move. And SAEED, I was about to say, Tobes, it's your time, but I feel like SAEED is...
Let SAEED go. Let SAEED go. He's jumping at the
No. I'm still here for Tottenham because Tottenham's a bit more pressing.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying this.
So I'm saying, it's your go. I want you to speak.
No, but my point was just kind of let's talk about Tottenham because I feel like that's what the chat wanted. I personally, obviously, as much as I want to cook Tottenham and, you know what I mean, I want to be singing "Good Eye, mate," and just do it. But I did think that Tottenham did batter Aston Villa. I'm not going to say I'm going to cook Tottenham, I'm going to say Big Ange needs to stop talking the talk and learn how to get his team to defend better. That's what he needs to do, not just do it. But I ain't going to lie to you. I did think Tottenham battered Aston Villa. I think they played well. I thought Lo Celso played well. I thought they had chances. If Son learned how to be onside rather than be offside, then he'd kind of hat-trick. So I'm not going to lie to you. I think they battered Aston Villa. I thought Unai Emery was naive. They got the win. Don't get me wrong, and they'll love that. But for me, Tottenham, bloody hell, man! Like it is peak, man. They're defending for the goals. I don't know what they're doing over there, but yeah, man. Listen, Kudai might needs to get a kick on now. He needs to win his next game because it's not looking good for you, mate. So, Toby, I know you've been pressed today. I've seen your energy is very, very low. I know you need a bit of therapy today. Hughie, I don't know if Hughie's gonna protect Tottenham. I don't know if he's going to be here as a spokesman today. You know, listen. He's going to be telling Toby, it's going to be all right.
Shut your mouth, mate.
He's not going to have to. He's not going to have to defend. He's not going to have to defend Ange because the only anger I had yesterday was at the team for not finishing their chances. I'm not going to blame Ange Postecoglou for us not being able to keep out Aston Villa, one of the best teams in the league this season, with a defense of Porro, Destiny, Emerson, and Davies, right? Ange Postecoglou dropped Eric Dyer. Why would I be angry at him? Ange Postecoglou dropped Højbjerg. Why would I be angry at him, right? You saw a team with 10 players missing, right? And my main issue here, as I said, is the finishing. I don't want to bring injuries into it. But when we're talking about Ange Postecoglou, I'm coming here full of praise for this manager. And I'm so sure if they back this guy at Spurs, he will win Spurs trophies. I promise you.
Oh, he's doing it again.
I swear to God. If they the big man thing, I swear. Listen, I'm gonna say I'll go out on a limb. I'm actually gonna go out on a limb because I'm going to go out on a limb. Genuinely, I'm going to go out on a limb because, Rob, Lo Celso is rubbish. Lo Celso has been awful for Spurs, right? Ben Davies is stinky. Emerson, we know he was down. He's a little bit decent now, right? Bentancur, first game back in ages. No Maddison, no Van der Ven. Like I told you, 10 players missing. And to SAEED's point, who looked the better side yesterday? I know obviously everyone's going to clown us. We didn't get the result. It's all about the result. I hear that. Right, but when you watch both teams yesterday, are you really going to tell me that I should be angry?
No, bro, did you see me trying to defend? I was trying to defend you from Robbie. I was trying to defend you from Robbie today.
This is what I was trying to say to Robbie in the chat today, talking about Ange Postecoglou. He's naive. I see Flex saying he should have played Dyer. What?
Dyer's trash, man.
He should have sat back.
He's rubbish, man.
We played Wolves. We sat back in that game. Did we win that game of football? Did we look anywhere near as threatening? Yesterday, if not for the Son offsides, if not for poor finishing, we would have been about 3-0 up in 15 minutes. The whole reason why he played a high line is for us to put pressure on Aston Villa, and it worked. It worked. We were getting in behind the defense routinely. So when people are coming for Ange Postecoglou, I'm just baffed because I'm like, maybe I'm taking this the wrong way, but I've seen a manager get Lo Celso to play well. What? I've seen a manager make a mockery out of Antonio Conte and Jose, who said they can't get this team playing good football. And yet I've seen us play good football and hurt the opposition consistently with bums. So why would I be angry at Ange Postecoglou? It's hilarious. People are coming here thinking they were going to cook me. Bruh, I don't care. Man City, we're going to go next week. We're probably going to lose 4 on the spin. I don't care. I don't care. We've done enough this season. As I said a couple of weeks back, we built up a buffer. We've lost 3 games on the spin, and we're only 2 points behind Aston Villa. We're 3 points ahead of Newcastle. We're 2 points ahead of Man United. So what? So what? We will have our players eventually back soon. And what is most important for me, I know we're going to talk about the defending. The defending was poor. Yes, I agree. We didn't have the height to deal with Aston Villa because we have our good tall defenders are missing, and the only tall defender we had on the bench, Senior, sucks. He stinks. So I'm happy he didn't play, honestly. So for me, I'm taking solace in the fact that this guy's able to get the team playing the same way no matter what, bro. Some of the stuff we were playing yesterday, I was like, what the hell? I can't believe this, bro.
Like,
I was expecting a long day.
A lot of people will say that they want a philosophy, they want a style of play. I've heard SAEED say it a million times with Ten Hag. What are we trying to do after Old Trafford? He's standing outside in the cold. He's shouting into the review saying, "What are we trying to do? I can't see a plan. I can't see how we're trying to play." So as much as I would love to, as a Chelsea fan, you know, we'd absolutely love to run amok on the defeat. A lot of people predicted, first of all, Tottenham to lose to Aston Villa. This is not a joke team, by the way. This is a team that are one of the most informed teams this calendar year. Right, unbelievable home record. I don't know how many wins in a row it is, and Emery has got that team clicking, and they've got their players, you know, playing. They don't have a massive amount of injuries. For a team that have a free hit really this season, who haven't really got a lot of demand to finish in said Champions League places, they're playing football, like, and that's what everybody looks for in their first year under a manager. Usually, traditionally, people want to see good football. What is the plan? Don't play players that you're not going to keep. Don't play players that you're not trying to, you know, build a long-term future with. Don't pander or don't, you know, acclimatize to shit players, right? Which is what Man United have done a lot of the time, and Man United fans have been complaining because they're not playing. They're playing to the players' strengths that they were trying to sell. So which one is it? Do you know what I'm saying? Which one is it? I don't rate Eric Dyer, right? Even in a low block, I don't rate Eric Dyer highly enough to be like, oh, Tottenham should switch their entire philosophy to then park the bus with Eric Dyer and probably still concede the same amount of goals anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why are we being disingenuous?
Look at the goals conceded against Wolves, the first goal.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but what I also would say that I don't want this kind of relaxation of Tottenham, like it's okay to lose. I don't think he said that, Toby, but I still think, you know, there's got to be an element of, yeah, you know what I mean? You lose away to maybe, I don't know, let's say Fulham away, and we've still played the Ange way. Still got to be an element of results here and there.
I hear you.
I'm trying to say. Yeah, but I feel like that's what you need to stress as well. Also,
I'm talking about this game in isolation. I'm talking about this game in isolation, right? If people are planning on thinking I was going to be depressed, I'm not. If anything, I'm even more reinvigorated by the man who's managing the club. However, bigger picture, it's 3 losses on the bounce. It's not acceptable. It is not. It's not acceptable. It's 3 losses on the bounce. It's probably going to be 4 next week. That's bad. No matter which way you dress it, that is bad. I'm taking solace in the fact that because we had such a good start to the season with the circumstances we're dealing with, we still have a buffer. I said this 3-4 weeks ago. We're probably going to have a bumpy couple.
You know what? That's so bad on these lot. Chelsea. Look how bad you are. Look, I was telling you. Look how rubbish you are.
Did you see? Listen, I don't even want to.
And you're there trying to hype up Tottenham. Look how bad you are, man.
Look at this guy.
Aston Villa came to our ground.
It's telling you you're bad.
Turkish. Look at this guy.
You're bad.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. This guy is so shameless. He's
trying to tell you that you're so far away from him.
Shameless. He is coming with chest, right?
Do you not feel any shame?
He is coming with chest.
Do you feel any shame? Do you feel any shame?
His city is overrun.
Do you feel any question?
His city is overrun, bro. He had to move out.
Look what he does. Look what he does. Look at that. He goes back to Man City. He goes back to Man City. That's the weak argument, my friend. No, you can't do that. No, we're not going to twist that. We're not talking about that.
Let me land.
Talk about context. What do you mean land? You can't talk about Man City. They're better than everyone.
Let me land, bro. You're not fighting your local battles. You're on Omegle talking to man them that are far, far away from you when you're not even taking care of what's going on in the house, bro. You moved out of Manchester to Stockport.
Deflection.
And you're coming to talk to me. You're talking to me, bro. You need to relax, bro. You need to actually relax.
Deflection.
You're not doing anything of any magnitude to be talking in this manner. You have not accomplished shit. I would need you to know that. I need you to know that. You understand?
Deflection.
Do you understand? That
for the people at the back that don't hear, this is what you call deflection.
Listen,
deflection.
Listen,
worry
brother,
about
Ferguson didn't build Man United for this, for you to be moving like this for one Garnacho overhead kick. This is not what Ferguson built. This is not what Ferguson built, bro. You need to have shame. You need to have shame. Grace and decorum, bro. 10 years, bro.
Can I take it back to TOBS?
10 years, bro.
Yeah, you can.
Can I take it back to TOBS? TOBS, you're someone that likes to hold everyone to account to something, yeah? You've seen enough of Ange now. You're very much Ange, train or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Even through losses, you're just there saying you don't care, which is all good and well. But listen, that's
no, I didn't say I don't care about the loss.
You did. You just said I don't care. We're going to lose our fourth next week, and I don't care. That's what you said.
No, I said I don't care about Man City because that's Man City away. Like that's not the end of the world if we lose that game, bro.
Okay, but you're in this honeymoon period, yeah.
It's not honeymoon. We lost 3 games on the spin. How's it honeymoon?
You're still in love. Like you're coming here talking about Ange and all this stuff.
Because he's doing a good job as a manager. Like, what do you want me to?
You love
me to lie?
No, listen to me. Can I land?
All right, cool.
Can I land? Cool. What is? It's time to hold you accountable to something because all I'm kind of hearing from you is it's a free hit season, and I can't lie, I'm not hearing that. What I want to hear from you is now you've seen enough of Ange, now you love him. Where do you think this football takes you? And I don't necessarily mean this season. We could talk about the next 2 years, let's say, because you're insinuating you're going to be patient with this one. Where do you see this brand of football taking you?
I just told you. I said if we can get, I don't know what the trophies are. I'm not going to say that Spurs are going to go for league titles and stuff, but I'm confident that he will end our trophy drought if he's given the players and the money. He will end our trophy drought. I'm so confident of that because the football he's playing is sustainable and he's able to squeeze quality out of even the crappiest players in our team. I got faith in the guy, man. Honestly, I got faith in the guy. I'm not trying to do this whole lovey-dovey Ange thing. A couple of weeks back when we were talking about Chelsea, we were all critical of Ange, me included. So I don't want people to then be disingenuous and pretend as if, oh, it's all lovey-dovey. When he's effed up, we've spoken about it. But when a man has set a game plan that should have worked yesterday, and it didn't because we got guys at the top end of the pitch who were not good enough. They were poor. I thought Son was awful yesterday, really, really bad. Brennan tried, but I think he could have done better. Kulusevski was good, should have finished. Brian Hill was decent, but he faded. Like, we just had to put the chances away, and we only have ourselves to blame. Literally, my video that I put out today, we only have ourselves to blame. I can't shit on Aston Villa. I can't shit on Ange. Like, Aston Villa did what they needed to do. The manager did what he needed to do. We just needed to finish. But I'll say it again. If Spurs give this guy the tools he needs, he will end our trophy drought. I'm so sure of it, man. I'm so sure of it.
But you're being smart here because I can't.
How am I being smart?
They're already. Do you remember they're already out one cup this season, Turkish?
I just want to say how you're being smart because under Conte, when shit was hitting the fan, you kept on mentioning that he wasn't necessarily backed like you would have liked him to, but he was. When you look at the amount you spent and the players he brought in, he was. So what is your definition of backed for Ange Postecoglou?
Wait. So let's rewind. Let's rewind, right? I said to you that my issue with Antonio Conte, I didn't say he wasn't backed. I said to you in moments where he wanted player A, player B, he didn't have the same autonomy as he would do at his previous clubs. If you're going to bring in Antonio, you give him all or nothing. That being said, Antonio Conte spent more than enough last season to have delivered more than he did, which is why I wanted Antonio Conte gone at the start of the year, because I felt he was underachieving with the squad he was given. The players that he signed, I maintained that for the most part, they were not bad players. So let's not.
Would you call last summer Ange's first summer back?
I think he's been back to a certain extent, but also no, because we were left with a centre back that he didn't want in Eric Dyer and made it clear, this isn't my centre back. We didn't bring in a centre back. I said at the start of the summer, 2 centre backs, non-negotiable. 2 first choice centre backs. We only bring in one. We needed another midfielder. We didn't bring him in. We sold Harry Kane, our top striker, right? A day or 2 before the season starts, and we only brought in one player after his sale. One player, a guy who was effectively 2 players for us. So no and yes, Ange Postecoglou got Maddison. He got Van de Ven. Who else did we sign? He got Solomon and Brennan Johnson, even though Solomon was a squaddy. But when I'm looking at the game changers we needed in our team, in the midfield and in the defense to supplement the guys that were there already, he didn't get that. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend that he's been back to the heavens. I'm talking about signing players that will actually fit the manager's philosophy and will actually improve Tottenham. Solomon does not move the needle for Tottenham. He does not. And I said that in the summer. Doesn't move the needle for Spurs.
Yeah, but there's
Actually,
another way.
our only other centre back outside of Mickey van der Ven was an 18-year-old kid, Ashley Phillips. Right? We were linked with Gallagher all summer looking for a midfielder. Did we bring in a midfielder? We didn't. Did we bring in another striker? We didn't. The only attacker, the only player we brought in after Harry Kane was Brennan Johnson. So no, he wasn't backed the way I needed him to be backed. The way any manager would need to be backed at Spurs after what we've lost and the lack of quality we had in our team last season.
Oh, but he could have spent the money wiser, no? Because that's like me saying that's like me saying with Mikel now that he wasn't backed enough in the summer because really we should have replaced Thomas Partey. Really, we should have got in another striker. But the reality is, when we look at what was done and 65 million on Havertz, similar to 60 million on Brennan Johnson, who, you know, okay,
45 million. 45
nah.
million.
But you bought Rice for 105. You got Timber as well.
When you say that he could have spent the money better, like
yeah, no, 100%. What I'm saying is, like, you can look at it like that and say what you didn't get, but the reality is you spent enough money to say he was backed.
No, he got given players to improve the team, yes, but was he backed fully? No, he wasn't, because he's still having to do his job with his hands tied behind his back. Every single Spurs fan predicted that the very same situation we're in today. If 2 or 3 players get injured, we're finito. Every single Spurs fan said this at the start of the season. But why did we have to go? Why did we have to go with that risk? Because, yeah, I agree.
No club apart from Chelsea can potentially do something that you might
100%
say.
Turkish. Rome isn't built in a day, so I can compromise on certain things. I can compromise with no additional midfielder, even though we needed one. Heck, I could compromise with no additional striker if we needed one. But we needed a much better left winger. We needed a 1v1 demon in the summer. We did not get that. We needed 2 centre-backs in the summer. We did not get that. There were non-negotiables that the club did not meet. And as for the money that he did spend, Mickey van der Ven, we're talking about one of the signings of the season. So that money was spent well. Vicario, 17 million. We're talking about one of the signings of the season. That money was spent well. So when we're talking about players that we signed, even Brennan Johnson, even though I didn't even want Brennan Johnson, I've never said that this guy's a bad player. And when he's actually played for Spurs, he's been bright. So I can't really sit here and say the money that Spurs have spent this summer has been bad. They've all looked like fair, either decent or quality investments. So I'm not going to sit here and then say he could have spent the money better. They spent the money well. We just needed to spend more money.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, because I think they have been, Vicario and Van der Ven, especially, obviously Van der Ven's injury and whatnot. Unfortunate for you, but it has been good signings. But you know, there's a balance to what backing is. That's kind of what I wanted to get.
Yeah, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know once he's been fully backed. Yeah.
No, we will let you know, brother.
No. I'll let you know. When he gets the power to spend 65 million on poor players, then I'll come back to you and say he's been backed. Yeah. Cool.
Well, how much was it on Brendan Johnson?
Cool. 40. He was 47 million, and he's not
47 million. 47
million.
Rising to 50.
How much did you spend on Richarlison?
60 million. Richarlison stinks. I'll say it there. I'm done.
So you can spend 60.
Let me ask you something. Have you given up on Richarlison then? Have you given up on Richarlison?
Yeah, I have. I'm done now. I'm done.
I
like him, but I'm done. I've fought the fight. It's over.
Wow! Look at that! Look at that!
Bloody hell, man!
Bloody hell!
It's over. It's over. Literally, Richie lad is my guy, but you stink, man. Sorry.
Why is he your guy? Why is he your guy?
I don't know. I really don't know why.
You know what it is? You know what it is? Like, there was a.
He said that, but he said, but Anthony's poor as well. He said Anthony's, and it's Richie lad is okay. Say no more.
I just said Richarlison is poor. What's your point?
What did he just say?
But I
thought he'd come good, but he didn't. He stinks.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so why were you going at me for saying Anthony this and that? Like, that's crazy.
Shits. What are you talking about? He's shit.
No, but that's why I find it crazy. Why you were saying Richarlison lad and you're backing Richarlison and whatnot. Like, where does it come from?
Brazil's crazy. Richarlison
finished, by the way.
Brazil's finished, honestly. We're talking about Anthony versus Richarlison. Brazil's finished.
Yeah, exactly.
SAEED, let me put this in plain terms for you. Richarlison has actually had good seasons in the Prem before Spurs, right? Anthony cost close to £90 million, and he is pound for pound
What's he done for Tottenham?
Worst signings.
What's he done for
and
Tottenham?
he's one of the worst signings in Premier
No,
League.
but forget about Everton and Watford. What's he done for Tottenham?
Yeah, he's been
sure.
shit. What do you mean? I just said he's been poor. What are we doing here? That doesn't change the fact that Anthony's garbage.
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie. Let me tell you, for 60 million, how many goals has he got in Tottenham shirt? 1 or is it 2?
He's got more than 2. He had 2 in the Champions League.
No. In the league. This is not Kai Havertz. In the league. How many?
2. Yeah. He sucks.
He's got 2 in the league. Lot.
I'm done with the league.
Yeah.
Not enough. Not enough media attention on this one. Yeah. This one's not under the lights like it should be.
Not under the lights. Make with penalties, isn't it? So
Richie lad.
Richie lad, my guy. More times than he scored goals, I'm pretty sure.
Expected tops off. Yeah.
Bro, if Hudson Odoi cost 6 million and gave the similar goal output, Lord Jesus, he would have absolutely run amok. Yeah. He would have had a whole massive dialogue on him.
Did I call Richie lad the 1v1 demon though? Did I?
Bro, I don't listen. Huh? You cussed out. You were cussing your own fan base about it. You were like,
call Richie lad 1v1 demon, brother?
Fuad, you need to trust. He's a good player. He can get us 10 to 13 goals. Oh, Lord heavens, bro.
Oh, damn.
You hit the nail on the head as well. That's literally word for word, bar for bar. He's disgraced me, man. Honestly, he's let me down. I had so much faith in him, man. He's let me down. So I'm done with Richarlison now.
Let me do the super chats and we move on. We've got about a handful of super chats. The Geordie delegate says a famous Somali poet once said, "When you must.
You didn't
You didn't must.
You didn't must.
That one will be on the socials by the morning. That one will be on the socials by the morning. Mavic says TOBS is like those random bootleg DJs who spurt random bursts on content. Man said a more upmarket expressions.
TOBS is knowledgeable, man. TOBS is my guy, man. Come on.
Yeah, he has. He has moments though, like that footballing genius. Madison is a moment that just throws everything. It makes you doubt like everything that you thought you believed.
Moment. Okay. All right. Cool.
Giovanni Lopez.
Nothing, brother. I mean, you've had plenty of moments, but let's not speak on that.
Yeah, good. But sometimes maybe good. Sometimes maybe shit. I've had a. Giovanni says the way SAEED talking, you'd think his team is top of the league. Calm down, little bro. Your banter era isn't over. Shout out to the big 6. Come on, love my guy. JC says, big up SAEED TV and man's work ethic. Did a back-to-back watch along over 8 hours on Saturday with a sore tooth and managed to keep it entertaining. Levels. Come on, SAEED.
SAEED and Matisse's shout out. SAEED and Matisse's work rate is incredible. SAEED was doing, it felt like he was doing like a stream every couple of hours yesterday, bro. It's insane. Big up to both of them. It's mental.
Shame, man. Come on. Big up.
And he also adds, but my favorite moment from SAEED TV was him seeing some Brazilian bunda on the Argentina-Brazil watch along. And the came out of his mouth.
Mashallah,
Mashallah, that's all I'm saying, man. I see something that it was late night. It was, you know what I mean? It was crazy. It's crazy. Shout out to the cameraman, you get me? It was a mad thing.
Delhi Sun says, Fuad Abubakar Mohammed Saeed Kadani, you must rise. TOBS told you last week what would happen if you rushed Bentancur to start. Now look, come outside.
Man, that's not on Fuad. That's on that prick Matty Cash, and he will get his. And that Aston Villa admin, you've made an enemy out of me, yeah? Cool.
Oh, they rattled you. George
lead target.
George Miles says Villa aren't good away from home. 7 points from 6 games before the Spurs game. Only beating Burnley and Chelsea. Will be there when Ange finishes 7th, 8th. Love for the super chats, people. Love for the engagement. 7.5k here. Hit the like button. Show the sponsor some love. I told you about Fantasy 5. I need to tell you about Manscaped, but I have told you before. But it's Cyber Monday. Right now, it's Cyber Monday. There's 25% off the site. Obviously, there's 20% off using that code as well, TB620. And the discount is coming to an end by the end of the week, by the end of November. So if you can, go over to Manscaped, purchase something, use the code, and show us some love through the sponsors, people. And we will keep it moving. I mean, the last two were wins. Man United 3-0 away from home. Arsenal won. But you know what? Let me do Arsenal quickly because there isn't much I
Yeah.
want to talk about apart from Kai coming off the bench, getting the winner. Listen, we can talk about Rice, but we say it every week now. He was the man of the match for me, probably. Tomiyasu with a shout, but Rice is always a 7, 8 out of 10. He's been solid all season. Kai, much has been made about his winner. Listen, if that's what he can bring us, then that's what it's going to have to be. If he can do that 8 times this, if he can make impact in a positive way off the bench for us 8 times this season, right now where we are, I'll take it, because it's been a tough watch so far, and I'm glad he's got his moment. I mean, that penalty that TOBS alluded to earlier, you could tell.
Make a wish.
Yeah, he knew, but he knew that was a charity. He didn't even want to celebrate, and I actually give him credit for that, because some man would have gone and done all of this and gone mad and acted like it was a mad thing. But with Havertz, he fobbed it off. He celebrated against Brentford. He knew that was his first goal for the club, and all he really done when he came on was have a good few touches. Fair enough, he had a few good touches. Didn't really impact or change the game, but he did with that moment, let's say, because he won it for us. So hopefully he kicks on from there. 2 goals this season. I did predict 5 goals, 5 assists, and that was me hoping for the best, and he might be on course to do that. But I don't see him starting games for us. I think his best use is impact off the bench, in my honest opinion.
65 million, and you're telling me a man who was bought to play left wing and through the middle is now starting ahead of you in left 8?
Oh, left wing. Oh, Trossard, you mean?
Yeah, bro. And Trossard was cheap as
funny
well.
Though, the last, if you look at Arsenal's last 5 fixtures, I mean, Havertz has started 10 twice. It's been like Havertz and Smith Rowe. It's been Vieira and Havertz. It's been Havertz, Rice. It's been Odegaard, Rice. It's right now. Listen, I think Arteta knows he fucked up with Havertz. I'll be honest. It's just making the best use of him now. We're probably still hoping for the best. All of that coming to the crowd, arm over the shoulder, pointing at him. He's really throwing all the, he's throwing as much of this motivational tactic stuff you can throw at the guy. Even with the post-match interview, we all love him. We're all happy. He's doing everything to get his confidence up, because that's all I hear is the problem. I think it's a lot more than just confidence, if I'm honest. But I think he's come to terms now. When you look at the big games this season, Kai hasn't started them, and he hasn't held down a starting space for Arsenal. So I think Arteta's quickly realized that he has to do something else with him, and it might just be that coming off the bench. I know 65 million, it's not worth, bro. We can say right now, it's not worth it. We don't have to wait for the summer or summer 2025 to say, what do you think of Kai Havertz? It wasn't worth it, but he's at the club now. So if he can do that, then fucking do it, mate. Because
I watched your game, and mate, I know you said Havertz was a tough watch, but your game was a tough watch. That was, and I know, to be fair, Brentford, they play a very mean low block. It's very, very mean. It's very, very nasty sometimes, but it's difficult to break down. But I mean, watching you guys with the ball, it was just, man, it was,
it's very,
man. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to take the piss, but it was just
100%. I get it.
Slow, just ponderous. Yeah, man, it just wasn't good. It was not good. Let's be real.
We seem to, it's the cutting edge, but really we had cutting edge last year. It's the transition. I mean, is Partey the reason? A lot of people are suggesting Partey missing is a key to the transition, and he is a key to the transition. But I think the tactical tweaks. Listen, when Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, all of them are not performing to the levels we saw last season. That might be a good thing, because that level might be reached in February, March, April, May. That's why I'm sitting back from saying I don't like this lack of fluidity. I don't like that we're not exciting anymore, because I don't care if we win a league not being exciting. I do not give a shit. Matisse knows all about that. Who cares how you don't need to win the league looking the best in the world. If you've got a solid structure, if you can win it being the best defensive side, if you can win it being one of those stifling, do it. We all want to win it like a rock and roll Klopp or a artistic Pep, but it is what it is. If this is what's good, we're top of the league. So there's no point in me talking about what I think about fluidity and transition. We're top of the league. So
you should talk about it. I think you raise a good point, because it's like, when you look at your defense has been so good this season, with Rice protecting it as well. Saliba and Gabriel, monstrous pairing. You guys are very, very hard to break down, but I do think I do think there should be some slight concern with Arsenal fans in terms of like being able to put Bukayo Saka and Martinelli in enough good positions in a game of football, right? To stop them getting double, triple teamed in a game, to try and get the ball through the middle areas of the pitch, man. There needs to be something looked at that, right? Because ultimately, I feel that there will be points in the season where Arsenal need the front to the attack or the attacking fluidity, sorry, to be a bit more functional, bro.
I think so. I think the risk that this new controlling method brings is, number one, the age of the squad is quite low for us to approach games like this. But I think 13 games is enough metric, and the team we've played and the positions we've been in to say, all right, age-wise, I think they're mature enough to be able to handle this style. But there's going to be games where, you know, just before Havertz scored, I'll be honest with you, man. I thought to myself, how are we going to win games like this, bringing on Eddie and Havertz? That's what I thought to myself. Now, Havertz won it for us, so I don't mind exposing my thoughts there, because they turned out to be stupid thoughts for that game. But generally, those thoughts still remain. If there's another tight game and Eddie and Havertz come on, it's not like me thinking he's done it then, he's going to do it again, and my hopes up. It's more, it's not the best option. So that's why in January, I want us to get a striker. You know, I want us to get someone that in tough situations, he can pull you out, because Jesus isn't that guy either. As much as I like Jesus and what he does, we don't really have that guy that will, you know, take his chance if it's one chance in the game. And playing this method, playing this style, the longer we play it moving forward, you know, teams are going to...
You need more vertical. I think you need more verticality in the central areas, man. You do. Like, you need to give teams more to worry about outside of Saka and Martinelli, so you can give Saka and Martinelli the space that they need to do what they do best, man. I think you look at Thomas Partey, he's a big miss in terms of the verticality. He's one of your best passers. He gets the ball from back to front so quick. Rice has been great, but Rice's passing is nowhere near Partey's, let's be real. And then I think most importantly, the left eight. Like, the left eight has been a big problem for Arsenal this season, man. Big problem. The guys you're playing there just aren't offering you enough penetration. They're not.
But you know,
that's in comparison to Granit Xhaka, not even like a top left eight, right?
If anything, is that not even more of a bigger problem than the striker's a big problem? But I like Jesus, so I don't even want to say the striker's a massive problem, because I do think you can. I've seen teams get through a whole season without like a quote unquote 30-goal bagsman and win a league. But I feel like that left eight spot is really a gaping hole in this team. Smith Rowe is injured again. I was saying that he could have potentially taken that position, made it his own. He's obviously not been able to stay fit. He was a talent before the injury. Vieira can't play on that side as well, as he will come off the right. But again, there's still question marks over him as well. And Havertz, you already know what I think about him. I feel like that position there, if you get that left eight sorted, and I'm talking like a top player in that position, I feel like your whole team will balance out much better, because you do need someone to counterbalance the lack of Partey and obviously the Rice Partey switch. You need someone to counterbalance that. If you get the left eight right, you could balance the team back out again. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and you know what else, Turkish as well. Sorry, I think with your team as well, right? I'm just looking at like the way you play now. You shut teams out virtually, right? And I think you shut teams out virtually, right? But because of the way you play and some of the players that aren't in your team, the ball progression isn't as potent as it used to be. And I think where you're playing up against teams who have recognized how good Arsenal were at the start of last year, when you lot were blowing teams, where you've noticed in 2023, a lot of teams are playing low blocks against Arsenal. It's going to be very, very difficult to try and find the gaps. And I think to Matisse's point, not just the midfield, there's a striker issue as well. Gabriel Jesus, he's a big destabilizer for defenses in terms of his dribbling, his link play and stuff. But in these games where, in theory, you're not able to create as much as possible, and you only have 1 or 2 chances in the game against a mean, dirty block like Brentford's, Gabriel Jesus is not going to be the striker to put away those chances. You saw it in the first half. It was a game bereft of chances. One big opportunity,
should have bagged it.
Point blank header. You've got to score that. Doesn't score it.
100%. I mean, but we know Jesus. I mean, there has been games where we've had minimal chances, and he has Like Lons, for example, I know we lost the game. We didn't have many chances. He got a chance. He bagged it. Sevilla away. That was a tight game, really, in terms of chance creation. He bagged the two chances that, well, one of them he created for himself. So Jesus had those moments, but it doesn't mean you're going to see those moments every single. He's not a gunman up top. Like you said, he destabilizes defense. That's the best fit. That's the best attribute he has. But I keep on saying it's not about upgrading on him. It's about adding competition to him. It's about bringing in someone different because Jesus can play out wide as well. Martinelli and Saka have been, Saka, listen, the sign of a great player is not playing well or to the standards you've set and still producing at the end. And that's what he's done all season. Martinelli hasn't so much. And Martinelli, he's been good, but not good enough. Jesus could be an option on the wings if we bring in a striker. And that gives us, when you look at the pool we have in terms of the front three, if we bring in another striker that's different, then would be solid. But Matisse is right. A left 8, that looks like it might be the preference of the club. I don't mind that either. Listen, I don't mind that. Whichever one it is, it is. I don't think we've got the money for 2 in January or 2 big signings in January. So it's going to have to be 1. I don't mind which one it is. I'm just
like you already showed last season you can get a whole heap of goals if you're
100%.
If your fluidity can return and you can get back to having the
and I think it's
again,
a form thing as well.
you've already shown you can get loads of
come
goals.
back into the team now. You need him, so if he gets back into full form, that's a couple more goals there, more creativity there. Martinelli, we know that even though he is getting double teamed, he can play better, and there's gears to go. Even Saka's producing with the double team, with the triple team. So like there's gears that Arsenal can definitely turn over the course of the season. But I still think looking at Arsenal's team now, there's tweaks I think that Arteta probably needs to make or bring in some reinforcements in January, man.
Let me get some super chats in there because I've just clocked we've passed 2 hours. So make sure you hit the like button, people. We're nearly on 3,000 likes, so make it happen. I'll get the Arsenal ones in there. Conrad said it's a great week for Arsenal fans. Our London rivals losing, Liverpool City drawing, United getting a false sense of security. Joke that Garnacho Golazzo was beautiful. THUGGERY's a legend too. He is. And that Garnacho goal was beautiful. And we're going to give SAEED a chance to speak on it real soon. We are top of the league, says Toby, without getting out of first gear. When Partey, ESR, Timber are back second half, we will be there. Timber, man. That's the one I need to see back ASR. To be honest, Partey too. With ESR, I mean, what is back for ESR? We haven't seen 10 straight games from him in a long time. Aaron says, big up the panel. Chelsea pump, Spurs lose, City and Paul drop points, and Kai Havertz scores a winner to put Arsenal top. 10-10 weekend it was. Big up. This one was on Tottenham. Actually, let me get them ones in later. Love for the love. I got a crazy stat for you, man. Rashford has the same amount of goals as Kai Havertz this season. Interesting. As always, shout out to all of you, man. Great show. And that's not one for SAEED because we know SAEED's thoughts on Rashford at this moment in time. Chelsea says Saka and Nelly keep putting balls in the box, but no one is there. As soon as Saka had a vertical target in the box, he hits them like he does with Kane. If we got a tall striker, it's going to be assists galore. And Ryan says, good stream and panel as usual. Turks, was good seeing you Saturday at Brentford, my guy. But do you and the rest of the panel think we need to look at 8 in De Jong as well as a 9, Tony Osherman? Well, question answered. And De Jong would be perfect. I mean, I know he was heavily linked to United 18 months ago, I want to say. But it looks like he's more secure now, even though there's always doubts about Barcelona. Aston Max says, we're missing Xhaka and Partey's ball progression. Rice makes up for 1, but we need another. Enzo Lefebvre would be a good shout. Is that how you say it, Enzo Lefebvre? Lefebvre? Something like that. Musiala.
I think it's Lefebvre, yeah.
Musiala would be a dream for sure. And last one here from Gareth. I think Timber's absence is a huge miss along with Partey. Arteta hasn't played his first choice midfield since pre-season. Very true. If I've missed your super
midfield, sorry. What is your first choice midfield?
Partey, Rice,
so Rice in the 8, yeah?
Yeah, in current circumstances, yeah.
Okay.
But I think next season it'll be Rice in the 6, a new 8, and then Odegaard in the 10. I think that was even the plan for this year, but Havertz kind of fucked it. If I'm honest.
Fair.
Cool. Let's move. SAEED, I mean, 3-0 away from home, Garnacho, goal of the season.
Yeah,
I want to say contender.
definitely.
Probably the winner already.
Yeah, man, definitely get the Puskas award. If anything gets better than that, then it's crazy, crazy, man. What a goal, man. Listen, I was there when Wayne Rooney scored his goal in Old Trafford, 2-1 in the Manchester Derby. I remember going to that game, thinking that's probably the best goal I've ever seen. But bro, the technique on that goal was just ridiculous, man. And you know what it is, yeah, with Garnacho, he's this type of guy that would try that. He's just got that kind of, I feel like he believes in himself a lot. That he's got that confidence to do that. I don't think anybody else on the football pitch from Man United would try that. So, credit to the kid, man. This is why I will back the kid, man. Every time people slander him and say whatever, I say, yo, listen, man. He believes in his own hype, and I rate that. Sometimes you got to rate a kid when he believes his own hype. Sometimes, especially when he's so young and he's so raw, and he just, yeah, man. What a goal, man. But it wasn't an easy game, you know. A lot of people are looking at the game thinking 3-0 scoreline. Nah, man. Bro, Everton, if they had a striker, I think what is his name? That average striker that people keep raving about, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. If he didn't put it in, that was a free header. I think the Corey had a chance. We got peppered in that first half, but we weathered the storm. Second half penalty. Got the goal, and I think that's when the game kind of killed off. Everton didn't really have much to answer for, and then obviously Martial got the goal. So 3-0. Don't get me wrong, it's good. It's the result is good, but I still think our performances are still not there. If you watch Man United, you can still see you can get at them. You know what I mean? That period there, another team wipes us apart like 3-4-1. So listen, credit to Onana, clean sheet. I think he deserves that anyway, man. I think he's been good since the Copenhagen game at home. I feel like he's not been excellent, but I feel like he's been getting more. Sorry?
How do you feel? What's the mood for you and United fans with Onana recently? Because I feel like he's doing his thing now, and it's not like he's not being spoken about, but he's just getting along with his job. Do you get what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. I feel like it's one of them where if I speak too highly of him, we're gonna see a mistake around the corner. I still think the mistakes are gonna come, yeah. But I just feel like I just need to give him a bit of credit because he deserves it, innit? As much as we beat him with the stick and be like, yo, what are you doing? Da 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 da. I remember coming out buying away thinking, I don't know what we signed here. You get me? I was fearing the worst, but I'm gonna give him his due praise, sorry. But I also want to speak about Kobe Mino, man. Listen, I don't want to gas this kid up, yeah. But I had Steve on the madman telling me to calm down and that, and all his fans telling me to calm down. And listen, it was pre-season. But this kid, yo, bro, like he's cold. He's so cool, man. He just oozes class, man. He's so confident on the ball. He's press resistant. He scans the game very, very well. The maturity in his game, like you said before, and it is embarrassing to be honest with you, that he showed up Bruno Fernandes and McTominay as well. McTominay in that midfield on his own. And yes, it's a different game when Onana's there in terms of Everton's Onana. But you know what? To come in your actual full debut and perform like that, bro, this kid, I'm telling you now, just to keep humble, keep at it, and you know what? The future is yours, man. So shout out to Kobe Mino as well, man. Top performance from him, man. In your first full Premier League debut. Different. But listen, there's still flaws, but I gotta give it to Kobe for that one.
I've seen him linked to City. I've seen Kobe Mino linked to City in recent one side.
Listen, man, you got Foden them, man. There, come on, man. You don't need more talent down there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, allow us, man. Let us, let us relax with our own little prodigies. You know what I'm saying?
He's saying Carlos Tevez 2.0.
Yeah, welcome to Manchester. You know what I'm saying?
In a billboard.
Bro, I'd lose my rag, mate. I'd go find
How
out where
many
he lives,
years
man.
you got on his contract, SAEED?
No, it would never happen.
I'm not sure, you know. I'm sure he signed a professional contract with Man United, so I don't know how long it is from there. He signed a professional contract. I just don't know. But them kind of professional contracts, you know what I mean? There's nothing really concrete, but I don't see it, man. Him going to Man City, that would be crazy. But he is almost like I think Gary Neville talked about. He's almost like a City type player in terms of Zidane Iqbal is a good player, and I do rate him, but in terms of midfielders, right, for United, we've had Tom Cleverley back in the day, Darren Gibson. They're not cultured in that kind of way. This guy looks like a Pep Guardiola, refined in that game. So, listen, bro, we got to keep him and make sure he's the future.
Apart from he who shall not be named, like your academy's been a little bit huff and puff. Like there are players who threaten to be decent and they just peter out. But I saw a clip of this guy in pre-season against Arsenal, and I said, "Yo, who the hell is this?"
Yeah.
And I see him yesterday as well. It's the maturity thing. Like, I'm not gonna say he's as good as Pedri, right? But like, you know, these young midfielders, when they play with such intelligence beyond their years, like the way they protect the ball as well. He reminds me of Basuma, like the way he just gets the ball, protects it, can dribble with it, very, very press resistant, and he can pass as well. That was a really good debut, man. I think he's cold. I think he's cold.
Yeah, no, 100%, man.
It was a big win as
Fair
well,
play
man.
to him.
It was a big win.
Yeah, big win.
Also, as well, I know I spoke a lot, but I want to say this because people always say, "Oh no, you're biased, mate." Rashford was absolutely garbage yesterday.
Now you see.
Oh my
now
days.
you see.
What a terrible performance.
So,
like Rashford actually, I feel like he's back in the sunken place again. Like, what the hell? You know, the sunken place he was in a season and a half ago.
He's just made up with his ex though, so we might be time to invest in stocks again.
He's very max as well, man. Leave him alone. He's busy.
He
tried to dye his hair.
man.
He tried to dye his hair. You know, we can't see him. He thought, let me dye my hair so people might not recognize me. Bro, we see you, mate. We see you. You know that was there. Listen, shout out to Bruno Fernandes though. That's fair for me to get his confidence up to give him the penalty. I'll give it to him, man. That's good little display there, sportsmanship.
Did you describe the Kai Havertz one like that as well?
What's that? The
Did you as an Arsenal fan describe that as that?
No, the same way I look at Rashford. I mean, we was granting Kai Havertz a wish. You lot was granting Rashford your star man 300.
Listen,
the same wish, man.
At the time, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought it was one of them. But listen, if it gets his confidence up and he starts playing well, who knows, man? You know what I'm saying?
I'd be embarrassed if Rashford there. A player of his pedigree shouldn't be given charity penalties, man. You shouldn't be giving charity penalties to a guy like him. That's embarrassing.
I don't know, man. But listen, man, it is what it is. Let's see if this brings confidence to him. You know what I mean? So we'll see, man.
Does that mean he's? Does that mean he's getting dropped, right? Because obviously Garnacho scored a blender, right? And
well, he will be dropped because he's not playing.
Martial played, didn't get injured. So yeah, Rashford might have to hold bench now after that. Who knows?
He's gonna
play hold bench, man.
He's playing.
Yeah, bro. He ain't playing it. Listen, he ain't holding bench, man. There's called favorites and there's called people who the manager trusts, and that is him. Bruno Fernandes will not be dropped. Sorry, that's it. I know my fate already. I know. You know when you know your fate. I just know they're playing, so I just have to realization. I put the telly on and I realize Bruno Fernandes and Rashford playing, so I'll see what they deliver today. And most of the time, it's a bit meh. You know what I'm saying? So
where the hell is Mason Mount? Sorry, like where is Mason Mount?
Brother, he's injured. That's where he is. He's injured. I don't know how he's injured. I don't know what's happened, but he's got an injury. And apparently it's an injury that he's had before as well. So, brother, I don't know, man. But all I'm saying to you is time is ticking, my friend. We need to see the 60 million, my friend, yeah? So please come back and show us what we have bought. No, I'm serious, man. Because today we're linked with Timo Werner. We're linked with Timo Werner today. I don't want
speak on that, please.
Stay away. Yeah, stay away.
Where's the upload? I'm going to check your channel right now.
SAEED, I've got another one for you. This one right here, Gem, another one for you, brother. Good player, very good.
Listen, I do not want any of these Chelsea rejects. They tried to give me Cucurella. I tried to fend it off.
It's perfect for the transitional style you're trying to play.
Listen,
he loves the space.
Mate. Get out of here. My guy can't even get into the team. He can't even get to the team of RB Leipzig, and you want to bring him in? Listen, bro, please do not do this. I'm gonna get a headache. Man. Migraine watching United, man. Allow me, man. Is this? I don't know. What is he a left winger? Is he a striker? What is he, man? Nobody knows what position he is. Get out of here, man.
Just make sure you release that video tomorrow, yeah?
Sorry?
I said make sure you release that.
Don't worry.
I want that Werner player profile video tomorrow, yeah? And send me the link when it's out, yeah?
Listen, we'll be there. Just if you're notified, you're notified. You're notified, isn't it? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Just on cue, we've got a super chat from RAK saying, "Sorry to burst your bubble, SAEED, but what do you think of Timo Blood Club?"
The streets are asking
from Sky Sports that United
find out tomorrow.
Redemption, Cow 2.0. PS, I'm an Arsenal fan. Find out tomorrow, people. SAEED TV channel link in the description, similar to HUGH, TOBS, Matisse, Grizz, my channel. It's all there, but more importantly, we're all on the Big Six channel. So subscribe here, people.
By the way, yeah, I don't know what these comments are saying that I'm trying to mock Rashford about his cousin passing away. I didn't say anything about that. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to talk about his performance.
No one mocked anyone about it.
Yeah. No, but I'm just, no, you know what it is? Yeah, I just want to let people know because a lot of people just run away with things in it. So I want to stress, shout out to Rashford and his cousin and condolences to his family as well. But for me, it's personally, I'm talking about the performance. So I just wanted to just clarify
I didn't even know that before, but people, no.
Yeah. People, people have talked, man. So we just have to let that one know in it. You get me? But big up the chat, man.
Even people, you know what, on this subject, even people on Matisse's, when THUGGERY took over Matisse, people are very sensitive online. Like, well, one person said something like, it really hurts me seeing things like this. Broski, it's Twitter, it's tweets.
You don't know these man from. You don't know man from. Adam,
man said it really hurts seeing things like this from top Chelsea content creators, bro. Come off the internet if that hurts you, because there's a lot worse you're gonna find out than Matisse's tweets last night.
Yeah.
But let's move some super chats in on the subject Man United. I'm sure we've got a few. So Alan Pep Mancini says, hate the red cartel. They just want the power back and shod the rest of the league. That's why the Premier League is corrupt. Let me see. United, here we are. TMB says, I lost hope when United lost to City. I can only say thanks to Liverpool and Chelsea. TOBS is allowed to win the next game. Not many on United. One here from Frankie saying, SAEED, are you Ten Hag in now? I'm very confused. I attended an emergency meeting with curtains on the walls and agendas are changing already. Unprofessional.
Listen, I'm more than professional. I'm still here. I'll give him his credit for the win and whatnot. But for me, the bigger picture, I don't really back him. But who knows? Who knows?
One more United one here, and then I'm going to get the remaining 7 that I've saved to the side, and then we're going to slowly but surely wrap it up. Bybab says, who inherited the worst squad on and off the pitch? Wait, who inherited the worst squad and off the pitch mess among Ten Hag, HUGH, Ange, Poch, Emery, and Arteta? Who has done the best in the first 2 years alone?
HUGH definitely inherited the worst squad.
And HUGH has done the best in the first 2 years.
Yeah. Definitely HUGH. Definitely HUGH.
I'm taking that.
HUGH has done the best 2 years, 100%. Let me circle back and get some of the super chats in that I didn't before. Tom says, best show in the world. Footy aside, new Hunger Games is out. If the Big Six got put into the arena, who would win? SAEED, definite no, though. Love you, SAEED.
What? Are you kidding me? Listen, man, don't underestimate me, Don't underestimate me, brother. You know what I mean?
Man said between TOBS and Grizz. You focus on Grizz over there, my guy. You focus on Grizz.
Wait, is the new Hunger Games out? Is it out? Yeah. Is it out?
Yeah, it is, yeah. I think so, yeah.
Where's it
Did you guys go with Eddie Howe on that one, right?
Yeah.
By far and away, clear.
What were you going to say? Pochettino or something?
No, Eddie Howe.
Oh, okay.
This guy is such a troll.
I'm so happy for your karma. All those hate-alongs, don't be stressed now. Like Grizz says, speak soon.
Bro, I don't title them hate-alongs. They're watch-alongs or they're sacrificial Sundays, bro. Like, I'm just watching the football, enjoying the football, so I can talk on the football. That's all it is. If atrocities take place while I'm watching, that's not my business. Do you know what I mean?
JC says, Poster highline of fraud. Good managers learn to get results with injuries. This bloke needs to get on with it, not just a high line, and she'll be right, mate. I don't know what that last bit is, but we move. Thanks for the super chat. SC Guna says, speaking about Champions League, how much does a team earn if they get knocked out at the beginning of the knockout stages? I don't feel we will. Just curious. Big up all. Best show week after week. Not sure on the figures, but
it's like 30 to 40 million.
I think it's 50 now. I think it's
50 now.
I think so.
To get
if you get knocked out, of the group.
Yeah, but doesn't that come in like when you're positioned at the end of last year?
I think you get 50 just for being there.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. 50 for being there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But we don't know ins and outs. SC Guna, listen and big up as well because it's been a little while I've seen you about. So I hope you're well and you're all good. 3 more to go. Adam says, can Darnell, aka D-Mac from Power Force, aka bottom left, explain to the crowd how his generational right back is putting up Tony Marshall appearance stats?
Man said he's D-Mac from Power.
Big up to every one of you legends. Come on, Adam. Adams is my guy.
Aye, that's crazy, man. They don't.
We started the stream with Matisse like this. We end the stream with Matisse like this. Just head and hands. Just
every day, man. It's peak.
Have you been called Darnell before?
No, this is the first time.
Did you watch Power 4?
Look at him.
We're gonna have to watch it now, innit? Fuck me. This is crazy.
Hey, Daniel, big up, man. I hope you're keeping well, my brother. Come
Big
on.
up, Daniel.
I hope you're keeping well, man. Daniel Desi in the bonus says, big up, lads. This is supposed to be our rebuild season. Rather, Andrews is and see which players suit it. Then play the dross like Dyer and Højbjerg and play like we did against Wolves. I get that. That's why I mentioned more long-term thinking where you think this can take you, but I guess you're still learning. Big up. Last one here, and it's a big one. Rambo says, my favorite show. The effort you guys put into your content is massively appreciated and makes the working week go by quicker. Quality content like this makes football more enjoyable. Also, SAEED and TOBS, fix up on pro clubs, boys. You're hurting my eyes. Love.
No. Rambo, please.
Yeah?
Rambo, please don't put me and Toby together in the same boat because I'm producing.
I scored like 2 the last round, didn't I?
Toby, listen to me. Let me clamp down on this now. The last episode was so good because we had cohesion. We were all not arguing. We were all getting along well. Don't let these super chats infiltrate our dressing room. We're moving fine. Don't worry about us.
You might need to be managing
conversations.
Turkish is manager, man. Turkish doing a good job.
Yeah, but when
you're captain, my bro. You're captain. Next stream, you're captain.
That's me now, yeah.
Remember
you when you're on that pitch, yeah. You make sure you listen to HUGH, TOBS, yeah, please.
Just remember. I want people to remember. You guys are playing this week, right? Without me, right? Grizz relaxed the ball in midfield instead of myself. I want to see if you guys can still perform, please. This will be very interesting.
I might need to drop into Matisse's position. You know, we'll talk about this. Rambo, love for the super chat.
Rambo, man.
Very generous of you, indeed. £100 super chat. Really appreciate that. Really, enjoy hearing that. You love the show. We'll continue bringing it and more people. Make sure you're subscribed because there's a lot more content coming out year on year. We're elevating. There's a lot of big plans for the upcoming season. Not that that's close. It's still a long way away, but there's big plans. So make sure you're here. Subscribe. Put the notification bell on. We are going to bring the prediction table up. Before I do that, big up the sponsors. Fantasy 5 first and foremost. There's a link in the chat. There's a link in the description. There's a link in the comment section. Fantasy 5 is a free-to-play game. It's free to sign up, and you can win 10K. Each week, you select one player from each of the 5 fixtures they give you. If those individual players beat the points target that's set by Fantasy 5, you win 10K. There's been 2 jackpot winners already this season in the first 13 game weeks. It's free-to-play game, so why not? And with that link in the live chat description and comment section, every sign-up that comes through that link, £1 is donated to a charity chosen by myself. I've gone for Still Warriors. I've mentioned that before. Search it up, people. They melt down knives off the streets, and then they, make recycle it and make gyms in local parks and so on. So I think it's a good initiative. That's why I've chosen that one. 97 signups from the first show on Thursday. That's £97. Big Six will match the total after this show. So hopefully we can get the numbers up closer to 200. I'm hoping for. And we'll let you know when we donate that on Thursday night's show. Prediction table time. Where is it? Fucking up.
Let's see.
Oh shit! Because of all these images, it's taken. Oh, here it is. There we go. Sorry.
Oh man! Whoa!
We have arrived. The 4P is coming.
Neck and neck.
Oh shit! No, SAEED, that's wild, bro.
Neck and neck.
We're coming for the 4P. They didn't believe in me. They didn't believe in me.
This is very
guarded.
Wasn't Turkish like 10 points clear at one stage?
He was, but he got slacky.
Bro,
yeah,
I like.
Bro's doing an Arsenal right now.
He's doing exactly what I did last season.
Turkish, the rules are closing in, brother.
SAEED is him. Shout
For
out
the,
to
for the audio listeners, you're hearing a lot of men talking. You'd be surprised to hear that number one is still Turkish, top of the league with 10 correct scores and 60 points, and TOBS is in second, 7 correct scores, 60 points. SAEED in third, 7 correct scores, 57 points. Matisse has dropped to fourth, 7 correct scores, 54 points. HUGH is in fifth, 4 correct scores, 48 points, and Grizz 1 correct score, 44 points.
Oh my God.
Oh fuck, this week was bad for me, man.
Better enjoy his takeaway, man. You better enjoy that.
Too many gambles, bro. Yeah.
Thing about Grizz though, he can't do that spicy chip challenge because I can't lie to you. I don't. We will have a lawsuit come the end of it because he might not make it.
Yeah, no.
And
he'll
do the gummies. He's doing the gummies.
Do the gummies then, innit? I'd rather him vomit the gummies than
we'll have to trust him. We'll have to. He will have to.
I've seen man not return from
that's fine. Send him to the shadow realms with the gummies. Let's send him to the send the community man to the shadow realms. Yeah, let's do that.
Bro,
just in limbo, just there.
We don't have to give him. We don't have to give him 5. We can give him 1. Do you know what I mean? Just
no. He's got to take 5. He's got to take 5.
You know what I do?
No, you actually don't. I don't rate his life.
No, you know what I do? I think it's something about like a prank or something, or like something that we can do. I reckon that would be better, man. Like we prank him or something like that. What do you reckon?
Get him to wear a United shirt on stream or something like that.
No, that's dead. That's dead. Man. He will wear anything, man. He'll wear anything.
He'll wear
it.
I'm telling you, it has to be the gummies. You can think again.
If it's not gummies, then let's make him eat like 2 weed brownies or something, or 1 space cake.
No.
I need him to be sent to the moon, man.
Stupid.
You can't do that to Grizz, man.
The chat is reminding me though. The chat is
I'm thinking something embarrassing, like
See, look, the chat want him to do the weed stuff.
No, you
can't do that to Grizz, man.
I'm thinking, do you know Impractical Jokers? Impractical Jokers. Like, I wanted to do something like that where it's like funny and embarrassing, and he has to go somewhere and do like mad challenges. I want to do that.
That's a fucking good idea.
Hold on, put him in a Metropolitan Police uniform.
If us 5 mic up and do Impractical Jokers with Grizz for 1 day in London,
oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, that's quality. That's quality.
Trust me, bro. Because that, you know what I mean? He's a community man, so his integrity's on the line there. You know,
get him to walk through Harlem in his NYPD jumper again. It's better now.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Listen, that's it, people. That's it. 2.5 hours. This might be one of our longest shows in a little while, people. So make sure you show some love by number 1, hit the like button on this video. Number 2, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on. And number 3, show the man them some love. All of our individual channel links are in the description, including Skull Thuggeries. Follow us on the socials, people, where our predictions, results, prediction table, it's all posted weekly and more to come at the Big Six Show. Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram. Show some love there as well, people, and love for the love. We are back on Thursday night. Liverpool are playing, so it's a 10:30 p.m. start on Thursday night, people. So make sure you're there. Love for the support as always. We'll be back then. Peace.